Live. We're live. We're live. We're live. Let's go. Glendrick's in the building. Castro's in the building. What's up, Christina? Welcome into the stream, y'all. Welcome into the stream. Thank y'all so much for joining. JJ's in the building. Omarcito, welcome in. Noel, Skylar. Put the lights out. Welcome in. Natives in the building. Zik, welcome in. Or Zeke, welcome in. I appreciate y'all tapping in. How are y'all feeling today? Welcome into the stream. If y'all are coming in over on TikTok, let me know where you're joining from. Let me know if you make music, the kind of music that you make, and we will dive into some of that music here in just a bit. I'll explain the live stream in just about 5 or 6 minutes, but everything is at the link in my bio if you want to check things out early and get yourself up on the board. James is in the building. Julie, welcome in as well. Appreciate y'all tapping in. How are y'all feeling today? Welcome in, y'all. How y'all feeling today? How we feeling? Let me double check a few things while we get rolling. Skylar Graham with the likes. Appreciate you so much. 10 Day, thank you so much for following. Or not following, joining, but thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Let me refresh some things over here real quick, and then we'll get rolling here in just a moment. I appreciate y'all tapping in over on TikTok. We're live on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube right now. Getting things flowing here in the next couple minutes. Just waiting for all the different platforms to get up and running. Serena, welcome in. Serena, hope you're doing amazing today. Welcome in to the live once again. If y'all are joining, let me know where you're joining from. If you make music, talk to me about the kind of music that you make. And also make sure y'all are tapping the screen, share out the live with a few people, repost all that stuff. It does really help out the stream. Dan is in the building. What's up, Dan? Welcome in to the stream. How y'all feeling, y'all? All In is in the building. What's up, All In? Welcome into the stream. Appreciate y'all joining. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Scaredy Cat's in the building. Cat Beardsley's in the building. We got a lot of cats in here. Welcome in. How y'all feeling today? V Storm, Brendan, welcome into the stream. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Hope y'all are doing amazing today. Isles in the building. Joy is in the building. Yeah, if anybody would like to submit your music, everything's at the link in the bio. Serena, Joy, thank you, and Scaredy Cat, thank y'all so much for the follows. I really appreciate that. We'll get rolling with the music here in just a couple minutes. Once we get things rolling here, I'll explain the structure of the live. There's kind of two sides to it. I'll explain the whole structure of the live, and we'll get rolling here in just a moment. Mikey, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Scuzo, welcome in. Scuzo, it's good to see you over on the Purple app. Appreciate you tapping in as well. Thank y'all for the follows, man. I see y'all over the place. Thank y'all so much for that, man. I appreciate that a lot. Ruby's in the building. If you're on the Purple app, type !submit. !submit. And we'll get rolling with music in just a couple minutes. I'm just waiting for everything to kind of wake up, waiting for the live to get rolling. Ruby's in the building. What's up, Ruby? Welcome in. Is it Top Keys? Am I saying that correctly? Thank you for tapping in. Dr. T, welcome in as well. Y'all let me know where you're joining from. Let me know if you make music, the kind of music that you make. And like 2 or 3 minutes, I'll kind of give my spiel for the whole structure of the live stream, the consultation side, as well as just quick listens. And we'll get into some of the details of that here in just a couple minutes. Let me make sure I've got everything up and running on my end here. Oh yeah, I was on the wrong page here. That's why. Make sure I got everything up and running here on the other pages here. Is it crazy? Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you joining on TikTok. Watching from sunny Los Angeles. Let's go. Shout out to LA. Welcome in. I hope you're doing amazing today. Hope your day is treating you all right. Let me see. Ricky, welcome in. Man, this is the DX7 in the background. I also have the Poly D. Yeah, in the background, I have, this is in Sonic SQ1 Plus. It's a Yamaha DX7, a Juno 106. That's the DX7, Juno 106, and Poly D. And I also actually have 2 more synths that are on their way. I'll be ordering them probably later today or tomorrow, and which I'm super excited to get them in. A couple I've been wanting for a long time. One is a vintage Poly synth. And then another is a more modern mono synth. Charlie, welcome in. Charlie, appreciate you being here. Hey, thank you, Dr. T. I appreciate it. Yeah, the Poly D is great. In fact, I mean, unfortunately, right now, I have a new Poly D coming. They're all back ordered right now for the new ones. But so I have a new one coming in probably in July or August or something like that, because my Poly D got busted. So the distortion circuit is giving me some issues, and so Sweetwater's sending me a new one, thankfully. So right now it's dead. Right now it's an inline distortion circuit on the Poly D, as you know, but it's inline. So when the distortion rocker switch goes out, no audio passes, even if everything else works perfectly. That's what happened to mine. So that's unfortunate. That's annoying. But filters aren't closing anymore. I mean, that's the thing. And I have a couple, right? So like I have like I have a few, obviously, like the DX7, the Insonic. The Insonic's like early 90s. Obviously, the DX7's like 1980. I think the serial number's like 1984, 1983. Obviously, the Juno 106, I think, is like 1985. I have, a couple different vintage synths and another, like I said, another one or another couple coming soon. But I also I like these like, high-end, vintage synths and like classic analog synths and stuff like that. But I also love like just the cheap stuff too. Like I have a bunch of Behringer. I have like, I don't know, 12, 15 synths in here. I also like the, like the Poly D. I've got a mini log on the side over there. Those aren't expensive. I've got a K2 Behringer. I've got a Pro 800. I've got a Pro 1. Like those, I mean, I love those. Like they've treated me well. The only issue with any of the Behringer synths was the rocker switch on the distortion circuit, which cut the signal. And the glide on, I think it's the Pro 1. I think the glide on the Pro 1, it's like doesn't do anything till it's halfway, and then the glide is like fully open, and the portamento is absolutely insane. It's crazy. Trendy, welcome in. Yeah, tons of female artists. 100%. Tons, all genres, all styles, all languages, all over the place. Give me a second, y'all, and I'll update everything as well. Irie, I got you. Thank you so much for your submission. I really appreciate it. Casso, Nova, I see you. Mikey, I appreciate y'all tapping in. Welcome into the stream, y'all. Can you play Use Your Fist and Nudge Your Mouth by Marilyn Manson? We're not listening to popular artists. This is for independent, underground, artists, producers, session musicians, vocalists, songwriters, so on and so on. Okay, let me double check a few things here. Yeah, any music, any genre. I don't have the DX7, but the TX7 is the expander version. 100%. Yep, 100%. Frog Queen, welcome in. Raya, good to see you. Sorry, I'm going back through the comments now, just because TikTok keeps putting it back down, and every time someone new comments, which is, I'm glad y'all are commenting, but every time it comments, it keeps dumping it back down to the bottom again. Minilog is great. I know that I've been tempted to sell it. It's one of my favorite cheap synths. But I've been tempted to sell it just because I'm gonna have some redundant synths in here, and there's nothing that it does that's like particularly unique. I think it's fantastic for the price. I got mine for like $400. I think it's a great synth for $400. At the same time, there's a lot of, I would like to get like a wave state in its place or something, because I'm gonna have a Moog as well as the Poly D. I've got my SK1s. I have like a lot of random stuff that they kind of fill a lot of those voids. Are you using DAW or tape? I use DAW most of the time. As far as like printing and recording, everything's DAW. I'm pretty hybrid right now, analog out, and then I mix all completely in the box right now. But I do have I just got my capture reel here, and I need to get I'll put that over here. I need to get another another set of tape. But I do have it's like an SE355. It's like a old 60s magnetic tape machine that I need to that I'm really excited to fix up. So I got it like broken on Marketplace. And I'm gonna put some work into it and hopefully get it running so I can run some. I just sold 3 of my drum sets. So I just sold 3 of my drum sets. I'm getting a new drum set in here hopefully this next week or so. So excited! I can't wait to post about it. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I can't wait to get it in. I'm so freaking hyped. Anyway, so I sold all of those drum sets to get one good one, a new set of cymbals and everything. Or filling out the rest of my K custom or my K cymbal set. I'm filling out the rest of it. Once I get that drum set in here, I want to mic it up again like I had in the studio just a week ago, and start trying running some stuff through tape. It'd be so fun. I love to work. Sorry, I'm so behind on comments. I know I am. I see some submissions coming in. Thank y'all so much for tapping in today. I appreciate you so much. I love to work with tape and the sound, but it's expensive. That's the thing. I'm not printing to tape. I'm not that integrated right now. but I do want to mess around with it. I just want to have fun with it. And obviously, most of the stuff that I do from a session standpoint, I do some session drumming. Obviously, that's why I had the kit and everything mic'd up. I do a lot of session stuff for guitar, acoustic, electric, bass guitar. But the biggest thing for me is keys. Since I'm a classically trained pianist, been playing piano and keys since I was 6 years old. Did guild and all that fun stuff. So a lot of my session work ends up being keys. So I've invested thousands of dollars more on synths and keys, and even just plugins of synths and keys, just because that is a big part of my music business is doing session work in that space. But yeah, the tape can get rowdy. So I'm gonna have some fun with it. I'm not like trying to become like an all tape studio. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to like, I have no ego in this. You know what I mean? Like it's fun. I love it. I love it. I think it's really enjoyable. I'm blessed to be able to do it full time, but I don't have some ego of like, no, tape or nothing. That's the only way. It's like, I enjoy it. If the plugin does the trick, the plugin does the trick. Obviously there's a benefit to digital recall, that I don't get, with like a DX7 or something like that outside of like the presets. So there's a benefit obviously to doing that, but I'm not a snob about it. I love my analog synths. I love my vintage stuff. I love my high end gear, but I also love my cheap bullshit too. It's I like to have a little bit of a hybrid. My cousin Dominican, he's from Tunisia. Can you give it a try? Yeah, everything's at the link in my bio. We'll get rolling with music here in a second. Give me just 2 minutes. I used for many years the Studer 80 880. In the 24 track, dude. You're in a different world. That's amazing. This is the way. Is it the Irie? Thank you so much for tapping in. I think I saw earlier. I was trying to read through comments as I'm going. Big TikTok keeps kicking it down. So annoying. Serena, thank you for the heart me. I think you said it's your first time submitting here. I'm so glad you're here, Irie. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate the submission. Can't wait to dive into y'all's music. Give me a moment here to catch up on a few things, and then we'll get rolling with submissions. Let's see. Do you book studio time? Once I get everything reset up in here, I've gone through a bunch of waves of redoing my studio here. And so right now I'm in the process of getting like new preamps, new stuff in here, a new drum set. Like I said, I sold my other stuff. I'm redoing a whole bunch of stuff in here. So right now, currently in this moment, I'm not, but I can once I get everything reset up again. It is a fairly treated space. I use this as my personal production studio. So when I'm doing session work, when I'm doing production, when I'm mixing and mastering, a lot of it I just do completely independently. So I just do it kind of on my own. People send me their files, they send me their requests. Obviously, they send me the prompt for their session work and stuff like that. But I can, I obviously can. I've got great microphones. I've got a good space. I've got the ability to, to track well, and I have before. We've done some collaborative writing sessions here. We've done some studio tracking here, but for the most part, it's my production studio. So I'm exporting here more than I am tracking here. Okay, let's see. Come on, TikTok. Let me scroll. Were you talking about the Juno 6V yesterday? Yes, that's the Arturia plugin. So I have a couple different Juno plugins, or I think just two maybe. I have the June, it's like the June 6, or whatever you said. The Juno 6 plugin from Arturia, which is great. I also have the one from Roland, and then I have the actual synth, which is fun. But I have, the Roland one as well. The Roland one, it also sounds fantastic. Obviously, that's probably going to be the closest emulation of the Juno, because it's the company that makes it. That one, original presets and stuff like that. But I have that with Roland Cloud. It's like a $20, $30 a month subscription or something like that. And it does a great job. So if I ever need like the recall, I need to just do more editing and like automation and stuff like that, I'm not going to use like hands-on filtering. Then that obviously the plugin's the way to go. Thank y'all so much for the follows. I appreciate. Okay, I think I'm largely caught up. I love the, I'm biased, but I also have like bullshit, so like I have this. Hold on. Breaking stuff. Don't mind me tearing apart my studio over here. I also have just like, where's my camera? Here it is. I also have just stuff like this. Like this is all dusty right now because I haven't used it in a while. Like this stuff is great. So like, obviously I love my original Juno. Like it's, it's probably the Juno or the DX7 is probably, one of my favorite synths I've ever owned. I will probably, in my mind, I will never get rid of that thing. Outside of like being forced to in some way financially or something like that, I'll never get rid of that thing. I love it so much. But if I ever want to if I want to run the mini log through a Juno style chorus circuitry, obviously the Poly D has a Juno style dual chorus circuitry. But if I ever want to run like the mini log through that, or even like my the Pro 1, the Pro 800, my K2, if I ever want to run a guitar through this, then something like this is great. Focus, autofocus to June 60. This is like $60, $70, something like that. And it's awesome. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. You can output in stereo, which is also, that's great if you're coming from a mono signal, like a mono synth, as well as, like obviously like a mono guitar signal. You can output in stereo and get this nice open, stereo, but you can do both buttons in just like a classic Juno stereo chorus circuitry. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. All right, let's get into some music. Let's get into some music, y'all. It's time. Let me get my spiel. It is fun to play with. It is very. Erica, so good to see you. Thanks for tapping in. Micah, appreciate y'all joining here. Everything's at the link in my bio if you want to submit. All right. Let's get into it. I'm talking a lot. I got ADHD. The brain's going a million miles a minute. We're going to take a breath. We're going to take a breath all together here. Now, this is for me. Thank y'all for tapping in. Dylan, DLG's in the building. Just dropped my second album, Beautiful. Merlin, welcome in. I love to hear it, man. Proud of you. Proud of the work that you've been putting in, man. Known Dylan for a while now. So proud of the work that you put in, man. Seriously, it's inspiring. Let's get into the live stream here. So as some of y'all know, you can go and you can submit for free. It doesn't cost anything if you want to get yourself in line. That's up to a 2-minute listen with just some quick feedback, some quick notes on the structure of what we hear. If you do want to pay though, if you do want to skip, you do want to get yourself up on the board, what we do with that are 20 to 30-minute multiple listen deep dive consultations on the structure of your music. We go through your track 2 or 3 different times over that 20 to 30 minutes to break down mix and master, production elements, sound design choices, lyric and song formatting, dive into the details and the nuances of what you're doing, both creatively and practically. That pocket right there, that 20 to 30-minute breakdown is not a quick review. That is not, there's no trash or pass ratings polls. It is a deep dive into the structure of your music. We're not here to roast you, trash you, tear you down. We're not here to hype you up. We're not here to strictly give you exposure. If that happens and the algorithm takes off and it does some fun stuff, fabulous. I love it. I hope you get all the eyes and ears that you deserve on your music, but it's not kind of the priority of those consultations. The priority of that consultation is to, spend 20 to 30 minutes really diving into the details of your music structure. For those of you who don't know, my name is Torvik. I'm a full-time audio engineer, producer, and session musician. That is what I do for a living. I've done that for the last 14 plus years. I am a classically trained pianist, and that's kind of the structure and the background and the perspective of the live. It's just to offer some tools, tips, to give you some actionable feedback on the structure of your music. Of course, like I said, you can hop in line for free for up to 2-minute listen to kind of give you a really, short and sweet, distinct listen and breakdown on your music. Otherwise, if you want a full consultation, you want to really get into the weeds of your music, listen to it a couple times and break it down in depth. That's what those consultations are for. Everything is at the link in my bio. Merlin, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the rose. I appreciate it. Everything's at the link in my bio. It is all love here. That is completely true. Like I said, I'm not here to roast you. I'm not here to trash you. I love music. I love people that love music. I'm passionate about it. And that's what this live is all about. So if you do want to submit, everything's at the link in my bio. Let's go, Nocturne. Let's go. I love it. I love it. I love it. Everything's at the link in my bio. You can also check the queue there. So if you want to keep up with where your song is, or if you want to move forward to go faster, there's no pressure to, but you absolutely can there. We're live on 3 platforms. If you're on the Red app, YT, you can go to the description for the live stream, and the link is right there. If you are on the Purple app, starts with a T, then you can type !submit right there in the chat, and the same link will pop up for you right there. Let's get into it. It's time to kick it off. Let's dive into the music. We're going to kick it off with our skips here. So we got some consultations in here. So let's get these rolling here. Everything's at the link in my bio, Matt. Thank y'all so much for tapping in. If y'all are on TikTok as well, do me a huge favor. Make sure that y'all are tapping the screen, share out the live. Make sure y'all are reposting the live, send in your heart me. It does really help out the live stream quite a bit. Brandon, that's only for the Purple app. That's only for Twitch. Try not to say their name too much because TikTok gets all shaky about that. But that's only on the Purple app. On the Purple app, you can type !submit and the link pops up for you. If you're on TikTok, just link in bio. Link in bio, nice and neat. No, you're totally good, Brandon. It happens. You're not alone. It's happened many different times, and sometimes I forget to remind people that I'm live on 3 different places right now, and it gets confusing. Matt, thank you so much for the follow as well. I appreciate you. Iris in the building. Iris Samurai. This is the Whittler. Let's get into it. Irie, give me all of the details. I love context. I love details. Talk to me. This is the question I ask everybody. What is the role that you play in your music? As far as, are you producing? Are you downloading beats? Are you the vocalist, songwriter? Are you working with session musicians? Are you self-engineering? Go into a studio. Give me details. Give me context. This is The Whittler by Irie Samurai. The original tune was all reggae. Beautiful. Produced everything. Let's go. I'm going to get it started here. Any other details, drop them in the chat. Let's run it. Let's see, SoundCloud. Let's see. Let's get it open. All right, let's get into it. It's loading. There we go.
me why hear them say, none of to bumbo class. Yo, friend was a teacher down the place, no I say yes to bumbo class.
Let's go, Ivy. Love the muted trumpets, great. Like aluminum mute, that's great. Good balancing overall too, man. This is nice. Hey. Good dynamic range too. There's some nice little twists and turns in here. I have it on SoundCloud, Erica. I don't know if it's out anywhere else. Let's go. Thank you for the Heartbeat Nocturne, appreciate it. Mikey, thank you for the rose. Merlin, thank you for the rose, appreciate y'all. Sorry if I missed those earlier. It's called The Whittler. Search and dub by Irie Samurai. They're right here in the chat. Actually, just a couple chats above you. Once lost, welcome in. Y'all, show some love, show some love, show some love. That is the Irie Samurai right here in the chat. Show them some love and support. They produced, I'm assuming mixed, that whole thing that you just heard right there. Obviously, it's a remix, but they're the ones who broke that down, switched it up. So y'all, please show some love. Show some love, show some love. Let's dive into it. Now let's get into some details here. Overall, you do have great dynamic range, produced, mixed, and mastered. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I could do without the, I know I'm like flashbacks to 2020. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, you get this really beautiful dynamic range. Sound design choices, I think, are awesome. It's punchy and slicey where you need it to be. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Still great dynamic range, nice and open. Everything feels really wide, really ethereal. You get great ambiance, great, effects overall. So I'm excited to dive into this. Excited to break it down. Especially because I'm a nurse. You're like, am I like daydreaming right now? That's your producer tech. Nice. All right, let's get into it. Y'all show some love to Ivory Samurai right here in the chat. Once again, if you would like to submit your music for a consultation like we're about to get into right here, then everything is at the link in my bio. Of course, you can submit for the free line if you would like to. If you would like to submit for a full consultation, you can do so there as well. But let's get into it. This is The Whittler, the remix by Ivory Samurai. So let's dive in. I stay lifted. Let's go. Let's run it from the top.
Man, me want hear them say, no, not to bumbo clap. Yo, friend was a teacher down the place, no, you say, yes, to bumbo clap.
Everything's at the link in my bio. Thanks for tapping in, y'all. Appreciate y'all being here. Make sure y'all are tapping the screen. Absolutely. Okay, we'll get a little bit further into it. We'll break one little thing down here. Definitely go show it some love. Let's get the breakdown in here. All right, beautiful. I mean, again, sound design is really, really well done. Great automation, great side chaining, some phantom side chains in there as well. Pulling things in and out of the mix, creating a really beautiful pump in the background there as well. Crushing it. Again, on the production side, dude, you're absolutely nailing it. It sounds so good. One thing I wish I was getting a little bit more, Golden Muse, welcome in. Appreciate you being here. One thing I wish I was getting a little bit more of right now, you have kind of a, what I would, I guess, consider a Pultec style U-shaped EQ curve, where like 100 hertz and below, we have this really heavy, beefy low end, right? Like sub-bass low end of your bass synths, kick obviously low at 150, 100 hertz and below. It's nice and thick. It's got a lot of energy there. And then a really, really crispy high end, right? So it's really almost to the point of brittle. Top end of the snare, a little bit of ringing at the top end of your samples, and a couple other little elements in there. Beyond just your like spring reverbs, your slap delay tails that obviously are going to have some natural ringing in it. I'm talking from an EQ standpoint. I think you could probably soften. I mainly hear it on percussion, so it's the main thing I would address. I would maybe soften just a little bit of the top end of this mix, just because some of these elements in the wrong system, it's not necessarily really even EQ curve there. It's going to sound a little bit harsh to listen to, a little bit abrasive to listen to, the more that you turn it up. And the question that I always tell people to ask themselves is, how loud can you turn up your mix before it hurts? Not just before it sounds loud and it's just too loud to handle anything, but before it hurts to listen to or is abrasive to listen to. There's a couple little frequency sounds, in around 8K to 10K, kind of in that pocket right there, where there is a bit of ringing and there is a little bit of harshness, specifically in like hats and snare. So maybe on your drum bus, or maybe there's even some things happening on the master, which is why there's some blanket EQ curves, like far low end, far high end, that are happening, that are kind of addressed over everything, that you could probably on largely beefy systems that has 100%, right? And this is the thing with a lot of music, where if a system can handle it, you're fine. But if a system can't handle it, then it's either going to do one of two things. One, and again, your low end, I'm not too worried about. That's just the curve that we're looking at. That's just the low end and high end curve that we're looking at. Low end, I'm not too worried about it. It's going to be able to, be handled. It's compressed well. It's controlled well. So it's not muddy at all. It's beefy, but it's not muddy. But on an average system that is going to be naturally more like high, mid, forward, a lot of stock systems, cheap headphones, the stuff that, cheap soundbars and stuff like that are largely going to be, are largely going to be listened to on very consumer devices and stuff like that. It can come across a little bit brittle. And even like these headphones, where like these are really, they're really high end headphones that can handle a lot of anything. It's getting there, right? And honestly, it's a really, like I said, it's a really wide, really powerful, vibrant mix. I'm really not too worried about it. I would just watch it. Just kind of, be aware of it. There's a couple times where like the background drums come in and you can kind of hear that carving out of the middle and that push in the high. So just be aware of it. It doesn't mean that it doesn't sound bad in any sense at all. It's a really, really nice balance to everything else. Just be aware of it, mainly on the percussion side. I have a local system, HSD 12. 21 inch subs and nice tops. Yeah, that's a killer. That's a killer main right there. That's a killer main right there. It's killer. As far as sound design goes, it's really, really, really nice. And I think also one of the reasons why is like I would love to hear not just the snap, which you get, right? Not just the slice and the snap from the percussion, but a little bit more of that body too. Not just far low and high, but a little bit more of that like 600 to 800 hertz, 500 to 800 hertz. Not a lot of the mud right below it because you're doing a great job of mitigating that. You've crushed that area, but a little bit more of that presence and body between like 600. Yeah, exactly, more body between like 600, 500, and 800, 900 hertz. That little kind of low mid pocket right there. It'd be nice to rebalance slightly. So whether that is like, you know, in a very, very simple way, to make it as simplistic as possible, dialing back high end pushes by a dB and a half, 2 dB, while increasing a low mid push, however you do that in the structure of your mix, by a dB and a half, 2 dB, and slightly rebalance it. I just feel like it'll be more palatable, it'll be warmer, and you'll actually have the ability to push this mix even louder on any consumer device, right? Whether that's like the wired, Apple headphones, whether it's, AirPods, it's Beats in the gym, it's a soundbar with a sub, it's a Bose system and a Cadillac, like whatever it is, it'll actually translate to every system really, really well, not just the $100,000 club system that's going to handle pretty much anything that goes its way. Yeah, you're crushing it. So I don't even want you to hear that this is like this is like a huge deal. I'm being nitpicky for the sake of like, you're amazing. You're very, very solid. So let's keep running it. Let's keep listening to it. I'm going to go a little bit deeper into the song, but you're fantastic. You're a great producer. It's a great remix. Everything is seamless. Transitions are great. Automation is great. Balancing left and right is absolutely beautiful. So crushing it. I'm hyper fixating a little bit on this one little thing, but you're crushing it, man. I have a degree in audio production as well. Killer. Hats off to you, man. All flowers. Ain't no way Dylan just popped 3 whole songs in. It's good for everyone. It happens. Welcome over to the Purple app. Love the muted trumpet. It's such a beautiful slice. It's so resonant. It slices through those high mids in such a beautiful way. I love it so much. It was the perfect little cut and slice right through it, man. My favorite part of the original tune. I love it, man. I love it. It's so like endearing to listen to. It's fun. Icing on the cake. Exactly. Bass is nasty. You get this nice little envelope opening right there, a little bit of resonance, so it has a wow, wow, wow. I mean, I love it. It's killer. It's such a nasty, and also maybe like a little bit of bit crushing. I don't know if there's some either like RC20 or like Decimort 2 style like resampling right there. Kind of, it makes it sound kind of nasty. It's got some grit to it, kind of downsampling a little bit. Yeah, it's nice. It's a little bit of bit crush on there that just gives it some crunch. Maybe in addition to some saturation over different elements of the mix, but it's got this little bit of texture and character to it that I think sounds chef's kiss, beautiful. It's those little decisions on the synth side that make something feel like it has a little bit more nuance to it than just bow bow bow. It's got a little bit of texture to it, a little bit of character to it. I love it. It's a great production structure, man. Let's get in the second breakdown here really quick. Yeah, you're crushing it, man. Y'all please show some love to Irie right here in the chat. You're crushing it, man. You're very, very, very talented. Very, very talented. Bitlip, thank you for the follow. Anima, welcome in over on the Red app too. Appreciate you being here. Again, great dynamic range. There's the tag. Woody Jams, welcome in. What's up, Luna? Welcome in. Good to see you. Appreciate you tapping in. Boy, great. I mean, yeah, that bass is so well articulated in the mix. Like it is so well compressed and EQ'd. It slices in a really, really tasteful way. It's still, like you said, it's beefy. It's still got a lot of juice behind it, but at the same time, it really is compartmentalized to this little pocket right here. You've done that in a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful way, especially with a couple different layers there in the low end as well. Yeah, crushed it. Crushed it. Woo! Also, I mean, you're introducing not only some of like the portamento, style bends in there, but also like tape stops and varispeed and stuff like that. That's giving it all of this movement in the background. That's not just note to note. It's also like note to complete resolve. Like you have the tape stops in there as well. They give it a lot, again, weird, interesting, quirky texture. It makes the mix feel like it's kind of constantly alive, which I think you've absolutely nailed, man. It's a really, really energetic production structure. I love it. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Yo, show some love, show some love, show some love. Yeah, man, incredibly talented, man. I mean, your production structure is great. I think your sound design choices are spot on. When you listen to this on a first listen, this feels like this was all it was ever supposed to be. Which I think, as someone who's remixing, that's the best thing you can do. Where it doesn't feel like you just like took the vocals, took parts of the sampling of the structure, and added your own drums and synth bass to it. But you actually made it feel like it's a part of your own production structure. You did it in a way that's incredibly cohesive, incredibly well tied together. Absolutely love that. I need everybody here. This is not out yet. Hopefully it comes out sooner. I don't know if you have a plan of working with distribution. Obviously, I know that you're keeping, some original texture in there, some original sampling. So clearing that, or just, having to, divert funds to someone else, to their label might be difficult. So you can get maybe cover licensing for it or whatever you want to do. But if you do end up releasing this, man, definitely let us know. End of June, early July. Beautiful. Just a couple weeks away. But y'all, please show some love to the Irie Samurai right here in the track. I need everybody to go follow them, show them some love and support. If you have, they're giving you splits. Gorgeous. Best case scenario. That's beautiful. Part of a remix album. Chef's kiss. Amazing. If you have stuff that's already out on platforms, please let people know where they can find you, so that they can go stream your music, add it to playlists, like on DSPs, follow on DSPs, and hear on platforms, so on and so on. Y'all definitely show some love and support to the Irie Samurai right here in the chat on all platforms. Go check them out. Let's keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Make sure y'all are tapping the screen, share out the live with a few people. Don't forget to send your heartbeat. It does really help out the live stream quite a bit. Snappa, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Lunar, thanks for tapping in over on the Purple app. If anybody would like to submit your music, either for the line, or if you would like to get in for a consultation, everything is at the link in my bio. If you want to spend 20 to 30 minutes breaking down your song, getting into the details of it, just getting a good second set of ears on the structure of your mix, production, sound design, lyric, and song formatting, whatever it may be, whatever would be best, the most beneficial to you, what would give you the most support and the most value, that's what we're here to break down and here to talk about. If you want to submit for that, everything's at the link in my bio, including the line. You can check the line, see where you're at. If you want to move forward, of course you can. Serena, welcome back in. Appreciate you being here, but let's get it. Let's run it back. We got Dylan in the building. Let's go. This is Be the One by Dylan De La Garza right here in the chat. That's the family. Let's get into it, man. This is out on Spotify. Woody Jams, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you so much. But let's get into it. Sorry I sent so many. Just want you to hear the progress from me. Let's go, man. No, dude, man, that's up to you. There's no issues at all. Had to hop on Twitch and give you a follow. Thank you so much, Irie. I appreciate you hopping over on the Purple app as well. Welcome over, man. To the dark side. Evan, thank you for the follow as well. This is Be the One by Dylan right here in the chat. You can show him some love and support. I'm assuming this is from their new album. But let's get it. Let me open up Spotify and let's get this rolling. I appreciate you, man. DLG, appreciate you always, man. Thank you for the love. Talk to me about this record. Talk to me about mix, production. I know that's changed for you over time, so let me know what we're working with. snare.
First started off with the date to the fest. Out of your first dates, it wasn't the best. Going on rides and playing all those games. Funny how time flies, but feelings never change. Watching the fireworks light up the night sky. Knew you would be the spark forever in my
What's up, Samo? Good to see you, man.
closer, got my mind racing like this. In my head, all I was thinking is, I wanna hold you, wanna kiss you, wanna feel right. I wanna sit by the water under the moonlight. I wanna do all the things you want.
Let's go, man. I mean, I've heard you do R&B, I've heard you do rock, I've heard you all over the place, man.
Love, I wanna trust, I want you all night. I wanna be with you forever if it's alright. I wanna be the one that you love and I'm too. I wanna be the one. Years gone by and our love grew like wildfire. Start to make our family was our true desire. You got that everlasting love I will never forget. 'Cause you're the only one that makes me feel like this. I wanna hold you, wanna
Let's go, Dylan.
feel right. I wanna sit by the water under the moonlight. I wanna do all the things you want me to do.
He's my thank you for the follow.
Love, I wanna trust, I want you all night. I wanna be with you forever if it's alright. I wanna be the one
For sure, Lunar, for sure. You're not wrong.
through every high and low that we come to face.
Where'd you get the production for this, Dylan?
Could ever take your place. Forever and always in your hands is the keys. My feelings every time with you will always be.
Okay, cool. It's a nice, like, simple chord progression. Just like 1 to 4, 1 to 4 back and forth. Plenty of space for like melodic structure. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all, please show some love. We have three from Dylan in here. So we're going to run his 3 back to back. It'll save us a lot of time so we can get to some of the other music a little bit faster as well for those of you who are waiting as well. So we're going to go all 3 since they submitted, but it's a little bit out of order. But they have to submit one at a time with the cool off. So we're going to run all 3 of these right now back to back. That way I can see if there's any common threads between these different elements here. Excuse me. Any common threads between these different songs as far as like mix details and breakdown and stuff like that. Skipping as well. What do you mean, Micah? What do you mean? What do you mean? This artist submitted all 3 of these songs. They submitted all 3 of these songs at once. There's like a cooldown for them showing up, but it's 3 submissions from the same artist in the same tier, all at the same time. It makes it go way faster for everyone else. Otherwise that breakdown is like 30 minutes per song. So if we're doing all 3 and spreading them out into different parts, that's 90 minutes, as opposed to going back to back for the 3 and consolidating the same mix notes for multiple songs. It's way faster for everybody. Okay, let's that way for people that are waiting, we move through the line quite a bit faster. Actually, including for yours. Okay, let's get. So I want to run those 2 because we won't break down in between each one. Thank you. I appreciate it. I just, I try to make things as concise as possible, and also that it makes sense to as many people as possible. But I want to make sure that I at least explain it. The thing is, like, on the platform, the way that I used to have it, you could just like drop all 3 songs in the email, right? That makes it easy. You could just drop all 3 in there. But the way it is now, it's like you have to submit one, you have to wait 30 seconds to be able to set the next one, but they're sending all 3 right now at the same time. It's just the way that it shows up on the platform. But I do appreciate that. I just, I always want to make sure that people are clear. If I do something out of order, I want to make sure that I'm clarifying for people so that they're not upset. Y'all go show some love to the album as well. So let me just double check 2 things here: DLG and Living For It. Let's run through it. I have like 2 little mix notes that I'm curious about for your future records. Fool on a Hill, good to see you. 2 little mix notes that I'm listening for right now. But man, you're such a good songwriter. It's such great structure. I've loved these productions from you for a while. I know you're getting them off BeatStars, but I love me a good, thick, beefy, juicy snare. I love it so much. I love it so much. I can't wait, man. DLG is my pop my shit song. I was like, wait, hold on. Pop my shit song. I can't wait to get the new drum kit in here. I got to set up I have an 8.5 inch snare, Mapex snare behind me. I can't wait to tune that thing low and just create a big, massive, snappy snare. It's one of my favorite things. So that's a great sounding kit. But let's get into it. Let's run. Let's see. We got, let me go to the album page. We got Be the One. And if y'all don't know, Dylan's the family. Dylan's been here for a long time. I appreciate you so much, man. We got Living For and DLG. So where's the album? There's the album page. Are these all from the album? Yeah, here's DLG. All right, here's the Pop My Shit song. So let's get into it, man. We're going to run through these 3 pretty quick, and then we'll break down holistically what are the notes for each of those. Once again, that's going to save us like an hour of time later for newer people that are coming in. But let's run it. Let's run it.
Me do my thing. Cowboy hat on with the chains on my feet. What you wanna hear? I got
it's a wide bass mix. What's up, Hans?
Call them DJs up, tell them play that DLG. Yeah, let's go. Versatile when I spit this flow. No stopping, full speed to the top. That's what I know. Country boy at heart, but can't ever lead the city life. Missing on the dirt roads, addicted to them city lights. Wanna hear something that is gonna get you to right? Girl, let me see it, drop it down. Got that profit or pain, was on the front porch dreaming. Now it's time to go insane. Everyone doubted me, yeah, they was mad wrong. Built it brick by brick, 30-30s going mad strong. I'm the one that's gonna hit you with the banger you want. I'm the one that's gonna get you lit, start smoking a blunt. I'm the one that's gonna get this thing, yeah, that's right. I'm the one that's gonna turn it up. Watch me do my thing. Cowboy hat on.
Bass is hitting crazy. No, this is an artist we're doing a consultation for over on TikTok. Dylan De La Garza. This is the same place you got the other production? That ended abruptly. All right, y'all, show some love. Let's get into the next one. The album has modern country, rock, country, church. Okay, so this one I'm interested in. DLG, we're going to go back to, because there's some unique aspects of this we got to break down. Some unique aspects we got to dive into. And then, like I said, a couple mixed notes on the first one. Let's go straight to the third one. So we'll kind of see what's happening in all 3 of these songs. But yeah, let me know if this was from the same producer as the last one as well. I'm curious about that. But y'all, please show some love to Dylan in the chat. Let's keep it rolling. We're gonna get into the last one, which is Living For, I believe. Living For right here. So let me close those out so we can clear that skip line right there as well. And let's get into this last one here. DLG is a different producer. It makes sense, and we'll talk about that in a second. This is Living For by Dylan De La Garza. That's right here in the chat. Let's run it. What about Living For? Also a different producer, or same as the first? Or same as the second? Got you.
Daughter rush, sit right next to me. Brought a paper with a bunch of questions for me. Said, Baba, I have doing an interview for school. We had to choose a person and I chose you. She said we picked the person that we admire. Someone who lifts us up when times get dire.
Another really hot bass.
You wanna know. She smiled and said, can you start from a long time ago? Baba, tell me all the places you used to hang around, where you've been in town. And has Mama always been the perfect love? You always said she was sent from the heavens above. Baba, is this what you're dreaming for? Do you ever wish your life was something more?
Are you working off a multi-track or just a 2-track for these?
Told her all about the days spent wild and free. Playing baseball all summer was a place for me. Found a love at my life at a young age. With your mama, we wrote the book with our own page. Had to learn early how to be a real man. Wouldn't trade any dream for those little hands. Thank God every day for our blessings. Start to reminisce when she asked those questions. Papa, tell me all the places you used to hang around, where you've been in town. And has Mama always been the perfect love? You always said she was sent from the heavens above. Papa, is this what you're dreaming for? Do you ever wish your life was something more?
Some great melodies in there.
I said it's family is the dream that I'm living.
Good harmonies too. Did like an AI split? Is that what you're talking about?
You're the reason that I became a better man. Every little moment made me who
Got you.
I am. You're the one
That makes sense.
helped me to believe. Reflecting on everything which she else me. Papa, tell me all the places you used to hang around, where you've been in town. And has Mama always been the perfect love? You always said she was sent from the heavens above. Papa, is this what you're dreaming for? Do you ever wish your life was something more? I say this family is the dream that I'm living for.
Miraculous. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that.
What I'm living for. She said, you ever wish your life was something more? I said, this family is a dream that I'm living for.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Y'all show some love. Show some love. That's the family right there. Dylan, DLG, right here in the chat. You can find them obviously on all platforms. All three of those songs, all three of their songs are on platforms. This is from a recent released album of theirs. Looks like it's got 9 songs just released this year. 9 songs you can go check out. So if you like what you hear, please go add them to your playlist, go like them, go stream them, go follow on DSPs, follow on platforms here, show them some love and support. I have a lot of appreciation for all 3 of these songs. They all, hit a different vein, strike a different chord, no pun intended, as far as some different stylistic choices, obviously one being a little bit more like kind of the trap country vibe. And then you obviously have some different perspectives and different lyric structure and framing for the first and last song that we heard. So I'm excited to break this down right off the bat because it's fresh. This is why I like to listen to them all back to back if we have multiple songs coming in. One thing that I would consider, we'll go straight back into a couple parts of the song really briefly. Beautiful job, man. Really, really well done. Great lyric structure. You've always been a great writer. Some really nice melody structure here as well. It's catchy, great repetition and structure. I'm a fan. As far as mix goes, mix to me is going to be one of the biggest things here. On this song in particular, the bass is hot. It's really, really, really forward. I think that background bass, I know you're working off a 2-track and then you're using an AI split to give you your multi-track kind of. in the process of doing that, we've probably rounded out some frequencies of the bass and then kind of boosted it back forward. Absolutely, yeah. Any genre. I mean, yesterday was a variety pack. We heard 12 songs yesterday. Yesterday was a crazy. We might do more today. We'll see where I'm at. But yesterday was a crazy variety pack. I mean, we had metal, trap, R&B, pop, country, EDM. It was all over the place. It was so fun. I love the amount of variety that we get here, especially because of the amount of depth that we typically go into. But yeah, everything's, if anyone wants to submit, everything's at the link in my bio. The full consultations, obviously you can see that there, or if you just want to get in the free line, of course you can as well. But let's get into it. The bass on this one's hot. So the bass for me, as far as like balancing the structure here, I share my R&B pop vibe. So hope you, 100%. That's awesome. Trendy. I appreciate you sending that in. As far as the structure of this, mix wise, the bass is really, really hot. That bass, in my opinion, needs to come down. It's really rounded out. Some of that is probably the stem splitting and stuff like that. It's really, really rounded out, probably to protect it from, grabbing some other frequencies from the guitars and the drums and stuff like that. Because of that, it's really rounded out. So you're losing a lot of high end at the same time as having this really, really, really heavy low and mid low end, a really, really boomy. And then it's forward, in my opinion, like 5 or 6 dB in the mix. I would bring that bass, and even though it sounds like it would thin it out quite a bit, I feel like that bass needs to be back like 4 or 5 dB. It needs to be a part of the structure. You need to feel it in your chest when it's there. But right now it really takes over the mix. It's also just taking over your headroom. So another thing that you're starting to hear, and particularly a little bit in the second one, but I heard it in the first and third. I think it definitely happens in the second one as well. Some pretty heavy clipping that's going on as well. So when the bass and the drums and the guitars and everything is happening at once, plus multiple like high layers of your vocal, you're getting some pretty heavy clipping at the top end. So the whole signal gets really, really muddy. The whole top breaks apart, and you just get that rattling at the top of the mix right there. I would love to, I think the bass is a big part of that. It's one of the big reasons why we're reaching that threshold and we're really breaking apart the mix at the top. It's either clipping the channel itself, or clipping the mix itself, or some of the plugins that you're running into, whether it's the limiter at the end, whether it's like your last stage compression on your master and you're getting 7 dB of reduction, and it's like oversaturating, or it's over soft clipped, whatever it may be. Jake, thank you for the follow. Whatever may be happening, we're reaching ceilings and multiple stages here that are causing the signal to break apart at the top. For one, it creates some mud. 2, it creates some sonic qualities that aren't the most flattering, especially in like a really clear structure. Like you have a great voice, and you have these are some great country productions and stuff like that. We're losing some separation and distinction because of those 2 things happening at the same time, of really inflated low end from the bass and maybe even the drums, as much as I love that beefy snare. Travis, thank you for the follow as well. Appreciate it. We're losing a little bit of clarity and separation between like drums and bass. And then again, clipping the whole mix in a way that's creating a lot more artifact than I would love to hear. I'm going to go back through this. I want to play the bass just for a second. We'll jump to the first song, and then there's something I want to talk about in the second song that I'm intrigued by as well. Yeah, it just kind of takes over the whole middle and bottom of the mix right there. I would just back off like, at least like 3 or 4 dB, probably cut some of the energy back on the heaviness of the low end right there. Because the rest of the production structure, I think you're doing, or the producer that you got this from, they're doing a good job. I mean, they obviously know how to produce. They know how to make a pretty cohesive song structure and production structure. You're able to write really well over it. So I'm really not mad at a lot of things that I'm hearing. The only thing that's going to make it feel more amateur compared to what playlist this is going to be spun on is going to be some of those elements where all of a sudden this mix comes on, and it's super inflated at the low end right there, and then it gets again being really suppressed. Hey, thank you, Erica. I appreciate you tapping in. Much love to you as well. I appreciate you joining in. The other side effect of this, right? Again, the bass getting kind of triggered right there as well. I also feel like your vocal is being suppressed pretty heavy through compression. So I'm gonna go back to first song, which was Be the One. Was that the first one? Is Be the One the first one? Let me see. Yeah, Be the One. Be the One, I think, was the first one. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, it's because I got 3 already on the list. Okay. On the first one here, what happens is as you start to project, your vocals getting more and more suppressed by compression. A couple stages of it, which is perfectly fine. I mean, I usually, depending on the vocal, have 2, 3, stages of compression on there. But it's really getting pulled back. Of course, Chase. I mean, we're listening to some country songs right now. Bluegrass is awesome. It's super fun. it's getting really, really suppressed. So as the more that, which is, again, this is the hard part about this, right? And the thing that, is unfortunate is the more that you project, the more you put energy and like diaphragmatic support behind your vocal, the higher registers, the big harmonies. The more that you do that, the more it's triggering the compressor and the more your vocal is sounding suppressed and getting kind of yanked back into the mix. Aiton, so good to see you, Aiton. I hope you're doing amazing. Welcome in. Hey, sounds good, Nocturne. Welcome back. It's getting really, really pulled back. So let's play the first one, just a couple little pockets in here. And then the last thing, again, we're notching 3 songs all together here. I just want to talk about this one little pocket. So as you go, when you're hitting those higher, this is a pretty comfortable higher chest voice. It's not a really, really top end. Have you recovered, feeling better? Yeah, man, I'm feeling better, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you tapping in. I appreciate you touching base. Yeah, definitely recovered, feeling better. Everything's smooth sailing, it feels like. That you can hear that vocal start to get suppressed. And the reason why I wish that was a little bit looser is because I want your vocal to be able to jump out of the mix. I want it to feel like in a really strong bass, powerful drums, double-tracked acoustics, big electrics. Like you have all of these things in the production that sound amazing and are really powerful elements of the production. And then you have the doubles of your vocal, which are beautifully done, but that vocal is being pulled back. It's not, we're not really allowing it to kind of punch over the top of the mix right there. I would love to allow that vocal just a little bit of breathing room, because again, there's a couple things happening. It's the compression on the vocal itself, multiple stages that are suppressing it and kind of telling it to sit down in the mix, then going to buses, then going to master. That is also really compressed and really restrained. So that's where I would love a little bit of breathing room. Would love to open this up just a little bit so that your vocal really can shine. It really can jump out of the mix. It feels prominent, it feels forward. It doesn't feel restricted by the mix. Right now, this is pretty brick walled, right? Where everything's hitting the ceiling. It's really, really suppressed and compressed. And I would love to give some breathing room to that vocal, man, because you do have a great voice. You do have great, writing, and obviously some great production structures here as well. How about if I just do demos out of my lyrics? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. People do that all the time. They do that all the time, 100%. Yeah, if anybody would like to submit, if you're looking for a full consultation here, keep that in mind. These are 20 to 30 minutes. They're deep dives. They're long form. We're going through songs multiple times to really dive into the details of the music. If that's what you're looking for, just check everything at the link right there. You can check the queue over there as well to decide if you would like to move forward and stuff like that. But yeah, absolutely. We hear demos all the time. We hear early lyric demos. We hear songwriting demos. We hear phone demos. A lot of people said, and we're hearing some release songs right now in particular. Tyson, what's up? Silex, what's up? Jenna, what's up? We're hearing release songs right now from this particular artist because they just put out an album. But a lot of people send in early demos, 100%. Most people send in unreleased kind of works in progress. Thank you so much for the heart me, Silex. Appreciate it. Okay, last thing. I submitted for the free one. Do you think it will get through? I've no way to know. It depends on who submits. Depends on how many songs we're able to get to today. And yeah, I could have. Yesterday was pretty smooth sailing, and then we got like 12, 15 submissions within like 40 minutes. Yeah. So the reason why I say it like that is because I would hate to be like, yeah, it looks like it right now, and then in an hour and a half or in an hour or something like that, 8 more people submitted, and so I don't want to give like false, like a frustrating view on how it might be. Just completely depends. Do you listen to AI songs, but 100% human written? Yeah, people send in AI. It just depends on what's valuable to you. I really try to do my best to offer as much value as possible, go into as much depth as I can, in the capacity that I have, with the tools that I have, in the experience that I have. That's more limited with AI, so I don't necessarily prefer it, but people do all the time. We had people send in something yesterday. In fact, we're actually about to talk about something here in a second. But yeah, I had someone send in something yesterday. It happens. So you definitely can. If there's a way that I can be valuable to you, that's the whole goal of this stream. So if you want to talk about songwriting, song structure, formatting, stuff like that, we can break that down. But again, I go into a ton of depth and we spend a lot of time on the music. So that's more beneficial the more control you have over your music. And obviously you have less of that when you're generating stuff. Connor Cloud, thank you for hopping in. Appreciate you being here. Welcome in. Okay, let's get into DLG really quick, because this is the wild card of your stylistic decisions for this album. For one, Dylan, also there's some things going on in the production that I just want to make sure that you're aware of, whether or not you like it or not, or care about it or not. That's up to you and up to whoever's doing the stuff. But I do want to see something here real quick. So let's go to DLG. Okay, so just so you're aware, and again, I don't care about this. This is up to you to decide what you want in your music. Half of this production is generated. So I have another one's like DLG. Okay, so I just want you to know. So this is up to you to decide if you want to pay money for this, if you're getting what you thought you paid money for. Again, I don't care what you do what fulfills you creatively. But half of this track is generated. So obviously I know your voice, but half the production is all AI. So just keep that in mind. Again, if you're fine with that and you knew it, or who cares? You do whatever you want to do. But what ends up happening is a lot of people don't know, and they're paying for leases or they're paying for exclusives. They're trying to like support, a musician. They're trying to like get track outs and stuff for something and get something done a certain way, and then it's not done that way. But half of this production is all AI. So you can hear it in the first one. You can hear the aliasing at the top. There's no ability to process those high frequencies. You can hear the hiss on it. You're also going to hear some of those breaks in processing here. It almost sounds like a little bit of a gate getting triggered, and it starts popping out. There's like a harmonica that comes in that's completely AI. This early banjos and mandolins and stuff like that, those are all AI. Maybe they generated those instruments and they popped drums over the top of it. Maybe this happened. I think it was yesterday. Someone sent in, they didn't know it was AI, where like the vocal sample was completely AI, but everything else was like real. Like the drums were like real inputs, but they used Suno or Moises or whatever to like sample a vocal or whatever. And again, who cares? It's up to you if you are okay with that or not. But just letting you know, 50% of this production is AI. That's all AI, 100%. Now that you know, listen for it, and it's like so obvious. It's like one of those things sometimes like you're just listening to beats, you're like, oh, this is a cool one. This is a cool trap country song or whatever. And you just download it and you get to work on it. You start writing on it. Now that you know, listen for it, and it'll be like, fuck, damn it. You'll hear exactly what I'm talking about. Maybe that's a more natural guitar input there, but yeah, a lot of the other background stuff is there. How do you feel about AI personally as a musician? I don't like it and I don't use it, but I don't push that on anyone else. I want people to be fulfilled by the arts. I want people to, I value skilled input and stuff like that. So, I want people to be fulfilled by their creative process. If you have a voice and you want to be heard and you have a message you want to get out there, how you do that, obviously, that's up to you. I'm not someone to like tell you what you should or shouldn't do. I think there's a lot of darker issues with it that are not just like, is it real art and whatever, that's for you to decide if that's something that you value, because the people that value that, or don't, the people that don't value that would just be making shitty real pop music anyways. So it's like, I think for me, it's just like, I don't like it. I'm never going to use it. I don't have any plans to use it. I really, truly am fulfilled and love the slow, boring process of fixing vintage analog synths from the 80s and tweaking filters and resonances and envelopes and stuff like that. I love it. I have since I was a kid. Like, I'm so fulfilled by it. I love it so much, and I'll love it to the day that I die. So I have no desire to quicken that process. I have no desire to like replace it with like a faster way of getting the idea out there. My favorite part about music, my favorite part about the art of creating music is fighting through all the shittiness and all of the bad ideas to like find this thing. Like that's my favorite thing. That's my favorite thing in the world, right? So for me, that's my personal, that doesn't mean fuck you if you do it. I don't care. Again, if you are fulfilled by that, I can't say you shouldn't be. If you doing that is something that if you doing that is something that you value and you think is cool and it's whatever, cool. I don't personally, but I don't really care what anyone else does. I'm not here to like tell people how they should approach their art. I know how I feel about it. I know what I'm fulfilled by. I know what I'm inspired by. I know what I personally respect. But that doesn't mean I need to force that opinion on anyone else. I just want to keep people aware of the beauty in the process. 100% Sierra. I love it. It's my favorite thing in the world. It's my favorite thing in the world. I use it. I make the instrumentals and to smooth my vocals. That way I can get my story. Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, if that is something that fulfills you, that's something that is, inspiring to you and whatever, I can't say it shouldn't be. I just have my own take on it and how I approach art, how I approach, my musical experience, my relationship with art, my relationship with music, my relationship with other people that also pursue me, like the connections that I've gained through fighting through sessions with musicians and other producers and stuff like that you just don't get, obviously nearly as much of. If you're able to just pop an idea up like that, then you don't have to like get in an argument with a guitarist at 2 a.m. because they won't follow through on something. And that's part of, I think, like the toil, and for me, like some of the fun stuff about art. But it's to each their own. 100% to each their own. Sierra, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Let me see. God, you would love the other half of this van. The two of you would probably fall in love. Let's go. He would love you at least. Fantastic. All right, tell him to hop in sometime. Tell him to hop in at some point, man. It'll be fun. All right, but okay. So Dylan, back to Dylan's track here, and then we'll close up this track. I just want you to know. At least half the instrumentation here is AI. If that's not what you thought you paid for, then you can address that however you see fit, and charge back or something, or whatever that looks like for you. That's up to you. But just also be aware, you're going to run into this a lot. Especially nowadays on BeatStars, YouTube Beats, even Splice is running into some issues where they're trying to maintain like a certain code for the utility of their loops and stuff like that, and then people are submitting stuff all the time. Stuff gets through, and again, if you don't care, then who else cares? But if that's not what you think you're doing, then I want to make sure that make sure that kind of what's going on. Make cancel my submission request. I got to run soon. The stream thing. Lunar, where is it at? What's the name for you, Lunar? Are you in the consultation line? Oh no, you're down. Oh, I see you, Lunar Mine. Oh yeah. I mean, you can do whatever. You're in the free line, so you can there's no pressure at all. Yeah. You're in the free line. So yeah, you can pull. You can kind of do whatever. You can do whatever you want. No problem at all. No pressure at all. To talk about making music or music in general, like listening. We're talking about y'all's music. So if you're a producer, you're a musician, Altalune, good to see you. If you're a producer, musician, session musician, artist, vocalist, songwriter, so on and so on, then hop in. You can send in your music if you would like to for the consultations that we're getting into. But that's the structure of the live stream here. We're currently going through some consultations because that's who we have in line. But anyways, just want to let you know, Dylan, I'll pop through a couple things here and then we'll move on into the next tracks. But yeah, everything's at the link in my bio for anybody that wants to submit. I just know people get frustrated. They start hearing things. You're like, damn, that's not what I was expecting for, paying for a lease, or, especially paying for the exclusive, so on and so on. But yeah, that's to each their own. That's up to you. You can check the queue at the link in my bio. Same place that you submit is the same place you can check the queue. You can always see where you're at. You can decide if you want the full cons, or if you want to stay down in the free line, or move yourself forward or anything like that.
Glad watch me do my thing. Cowboy hat on with the chains on my feet. What you wanna hear?
Also really inflated. So kind of the same problems, right? We're catching some of the clipping at the top. So like these three things that are the main aesthetic and kind of sonic profile of the song. Very inflated low end, very suppressed middle range for the vocal, as well as what was the other? Oh, and then clipping over the master, and maybe a couple stages of compression. If you can kind of target, those three things on the mixing side, and then of course do what you wish as far as like building out the rest of the production. I think you'll be in a good space, man. Y'all show some love. Show some love. That's the family. That is Dylan De La Garza, DLG, right here in the chat, man. We love and appreciate you so much. Thank you for sending in these songs, man. Congrats on the album release. Sorry for some of the frustrating things in there, if that is frustrating for you. But at the same time, man, so proud of the work that you put in. You put in so much time and energy and resource behind what you do, man. It's very inspiring. Everybody go stream Dylan DLG, Dirty 30s. It's out on all platforms. Go like it. Go follow. Go show them some love and support. And you'll be in a good spot. And then once again, y'all, if anybody here would like to submit your music, of course, we have the free line for up to 2 minute breakdown, or I'm sorry, up to 2-minute listen with a quick breakdown at the end of it. If you want to go that route, or if you would like the full 20 to 30-minute detailed multiple listen, long form breakdown and consultation of the structure of your music, where we get into the details that we did here, mix, production, sound design, lyric, formatting, whatever it may be, whatever would help you and benefit you. If you want to get the full consultation, you can also find that there as well. No Way knows who's in the building. What's up, knows who? What's up, man? Good to see you. I hope you're doing fabulous. But y'all show some love one more time to Dylan and DLG, and let's keep it rolling. Let me refresh real quick and just make sure that I'm caught up over here. We got Bitlip in the building. Let's run it, man. This is At the Bottom, just released. Okay, this is another one just released. Lil T-Ray, everything's at the link in my bio. Everything's at the link in my bio. Jesse's in the building. What's up, Jesse? Welcome in. All right, this is At the Bottom by Bitlip. Let's dive in. Let me run this over here really quick. Let's see. All right, this one's released. We got a lot of, I think all of the songs are released today so far. Dang. I was gonna say, typically it's like 90, I don't care. It's typically like 90% unreleased music and like early demos and stuff like that. I'm looking, I was like, all these are Spotify links. So these are all released tracks. All right, Bitlip. I keep looking over here because that's where my camera used to be. The camera's up here. Hello. Give me details. Talk to me about, you said it's a band, I think. Talk to me about the band, the role that you in particular, Bit right here in the chat. Let me know the role that you play in your music as far as production, mix, musicianship, whatever it may be. And let's get into it. Any details you want me to know, drop it in the chat. But the song is out. It's on Spotify. So let's pull it up real quick and let's get into it. This is At the Bottom by Bitlip.
'Cause that's life at the bottom.
Hell yeah.
Feeding at the trough of mechanical slop at the bottom.
Love it already.
Fill my brain rot with everything I bought at the bottom.
Just got called a bitch by a functional illiterate in the comment section of an ad. I'm trying to feel good,
Awesome.
but things are bad.
Very cool.
It's not a flavor of the week thing. No one I know is on an upswing.
Cool production.
I'll break it down.
Fuzzy, nasty.
'Cause that's life at the bottom. Feeding at the trough.
Is he playing guitar?
Mechanical slop at the bottom. Feel my brain rot with everything I bought at the bottom.
Fire.
At the bottom.
Link in bio.
The easy bliss I'm craving, not worth hallucinating.
Nice little portamento slide in the background.
The internet is dead, I'm leaving. I tried to feel good, but now I'm sad.
Altalune got you. Thank you so much.
And now I know the system's reaching. Dopaminergic overlink. 'Cause that's life at the bottom.
Great hook. Awesome hook. So catchy.
Feeding at the trough of mechanical slop at the bottom.
God.
Feel my brain rot with everything I bought at the bottom. At the bottom.
Perfect timing. The irony. What are those, Mikey? What are those?
Cause that's life at the bottom. Feeding at the trough. Mechanical slop at the bottom.
Catchy.
Feel my brain rot with everything I bought at the bottom. Cause that's life at the bottom.
It's a great riff.
Cause that's life at the bottom. Cause that's life at the bottom.
Let's go. Y'all, please show some love. Please show some love, show some love. That is Bit Lip at the bottom. I love a lot about this. One of my favorite, and again, to each their own about everything, but one of the things that I love about this is all of the flaws and little mistakes and the fuzz and the grit of it and the dirtiness of it, the small little inconsistencies of Pocket, even with like quantized drums and triggers and stuff like that. Like there's some things that are obviously right on the grid, but it's all of those nuances that make this so exciting and weird to listen to, that makes it so sharp and like it really keeps the brain engaged. One of the, because we leave shit stylistically off it. No, I mean, I love it. I'm a fan. I'm actually shocked y'all have 24 monthly listeners. Based on the story of this and what you're saying, kind of the background is, and like your kind of perspective on the way that you're building it. We just lost 24 is crazy. Yeah, it's time. I'm sure you're already doing this, but yeah, it's time to get on the content train and start figuring it out. Y'all are going to crush. I have no doubts y'all are going to crush it. Y'all are doing some great stuff. But I would definitely do like a music video that like showcases someone's, I don't know exactly how you would do this, but I think you have an opportunity to do a cool music video and content of like someone that has like a relationship with like their devices or their phone or AI or whatever. Like obviously it's such a common thread nowadays. That's such a common subject that people are talking about. I think I think it'll be such a great like viral music video, like having a series of like posts that are on that. It'd be so good. Like and then like at the end, like just get on eBay and buy some like super cheap like bullshit phones, and at the end of the video, like you come, like maybe it's if y'all both want to be, again, I'm just throwing out bullshit ideas, but at the end of it's like maybe you're I think you said boyfriend, right? They're in the video and they're the one that has like the relationship with the device or whatever. And you come in at the very end, you grab it and you slam it and you smash it on the ground in slow motion and the glass is going everywhere. At the bottom, you're going crazy. I can picture the whole fucking, the whole thing. I can see the whole thing. So do something. I don't, you can do whatever you obviously do, whatever creatively, stylistically you want to do. But in my brain, I'm like seeing this like fantastic music video that's like really cool and really well done, just like a really weird like dystopian kind of vibe. A vision of making this something kind of early 2000s Razr phone. Actually do it 100%. Yeah, TikTok, you get like 12 words you can use and that's it, and it's horrible. Anyways, it's awesome. Let's run back through it. Let's get into the details of it. I think the song structure is great. I think y'all are doing a lot of things really well. So let's dive into some of the details. I'll see if there's anything I can pick up on that maybe that could be polished, but I think you're doing some great stuff. Frog Queen, I'd be slipping these days. I gotta be honest with you. I've started to give less of an F TikTok. I'll say F for TikTok because TikTok's sensitive. I give less of an F as I self-censor for TikTok. I give less of an F these days. What I say. Okay, let's get back into it. Let's dive in. If anybody would like to submit, I see people in the chat. If you want to submit, Mikey, thank you for the roses. I appreciate it. If y'all want to submit, everything's at the link in my bio to submit for the consultations or for the free setup we're able to get through as well. In the future, as I get more things set up here, I would like to do some more giveaways for the free line as well to get y'all out of the free line into the abyss that is these detailed consultations for those of y'all that would be interested in doing a full breakdown. But this is At the Bottom by BitLip. It's out on all platforms. So definitely go show some love, go stream it, go like it, go add it to your playlist, show them some love and support. And let's get into it. You're good. Yeah, make sure y'all are followed so you can tap back in. Dasic, go to the, let's see, Dasic, you're on the Purple app. If you're on the Purple app, which is what we have to call it on TikTok every once in a while, type ! Submit. Everything's at the link. The line and everything is there at the link as well. Sailor, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, if you're on TikTok, everything's at the link in the bio. If you're on the red app, it's at the description for the live stream. If you're on the purple app, starts with a T, you can type ! Submit, and the same link pops up right there, and you'll be able to see the line, you'll be able to see the queue and all that stuff. But let's get into it. Let's run this from the top. At the Bottom by BitLip. Catchy as hell. Hook is fantastic. It's absolutely killer.
That's life at the bottom.
Also, early introduction of the vocals. I fucking love it. I think it's so good. We talk about this all the time. There is a threshold for what counts as a stream. If your listener does not reach 30 seconds, most major DSPs will not count your song. You could have 1 million people that listen for 28 seconds, and you'll see 0 streams and $0. Early introductions of your vocals are one of the best ways to mitigate that. It just grabs people. Most likely they'll stick around for 30, 40 seconds. And if they end up not liking it after that point, they move on, but you still get paid and you still get the stream. A lot of people don't optimize, the early portions of their song, especially for, like in this case, like an alternative pop rock song. A lot of people aren't really optimizing those early portions of their song. So it is really beneficial. I'm not saying everything needs to be like rigid and sterile. You got to optimize everything. At the same time, it can be really beneficial to have early introductions of your vocals, whether you're talking, whether you're, singing something, whether you sample your hook and you put it at the beginning. In this case, we start strong with a powerful hook. And I absolutely love that. It's going to be way better for your retention. It's going to be way better for your actual streams and actually getting a little bit more out of it. Hop back in the free to share another tune. This one's more of a work in progress. Let's go. All right, let's run it.
'Cause that's life at the bottom. Feeding at the trough of mechanical slop at the bottom. Feel my brain rot with everything I bought at the bottom. Just got called a bitch by a functional illiterate in the comment section of an ad. I'm trying to feel good, but things are bad.
I mean, I love the layering. I love the warmth of the vocal too. There's a lot that I'm really enjoying about this. Super warm. I mean, there's a great contrast between a really it's a fairly dark, mellow, warmer, kind of airy vocal here in the middle of the mix. Some good reverb and, some layers on the outside as well that kind of fill it out a little bit more. With a really like bright, snappy, fuzzy, gritty production. Those drums are really snappy. Dare I say a little clicky? This is some of this is stylistic and taste, right? Everyone, as far as how you build your sound design is obviously very much so up to you. There's not a lot of rules to it. But like the kick and the snare, this could also just be compression settings. Maybe the compression on the drum or the drum bus is like a little bit too fast. So you're getting this like the transient barely comes in and then it's getting super just saturated and compressed. So you get this kind of snappy clickiness to the drum. Some of that is just the sample itself, right? Some of that's just the VST itself. But it can also be kind of amplified by your processing. It can be amplified by some of the things that you do to it. So, that's something to keep in mind. It could be beneficial to like after you have that compression in there, if you do want that snap, after the compression, smoothing it out with some saturation, some like high frequency saturation, just to kind of, balance it out again, warm up the top end again, and take away some of the clickiness from the kick, because it does kind of interrupt every time that kick comes back in. It kind of interrupts the song just a little bit. I say that loosely because I'm listening for it. Obviously, not many people, will, but it can be one of those little things where subconsciously it's like a little bit disconcerting because the rhythm feels like it comes in kind of random spots. Those really kind of transient, markers of that kick. So I would maybe saturate a little bit more, maybe even take off, maybe have some dips. If it's like the kick, you really don't need a whole lot of energy past like maybe 10, 12K. So you might even want to filter it down a little bit so you're not getting as much of the clicking in there. It's so subtle. I'm kind of annoyed at myself for even bringing it up, but it's there and I'm hearing it. So I'll put it in there. But this is just where obviously choosing the VST, processing within the VST, and then what you do with that, obviously makes a difference in how it's presented in the mix. But what I do like, the good part about that is everything in the production feels very slicey. It's bright, it's punchy, it's snappy. It really cuts through the mix in a beautiful way. Kimby Mike is in the building. What's up, Kimby Mike? Man, I love y'all so much. I've only encountered y'all a couple times. I love y'all so much. Y'all are amazing. Thanks for stopping by, even for just a second. Anyway, sorry. Side note, ADHD. I love what y'all do so much. Just the best artists, the best creatives, great content, great everything. They're amazing. Anyways, follow them if they pop up in the chat. Either way, back to this. Everything, that contrast between a really warm, airy, spacious vocal contrasted with this pop and the snap from everything else, such a fan of. That aspect of the drum mix and some of the other production mix, I think is chef's kiss. It's really, really well done.
I'm trying to feel good, but things are bad.
And again, all the fuzz, all the resonance on the synth. I love all of that. It's like dirty and grimy and garagey, and I love it. I love that it's not polished. I love that it has edge to it. I love that it has some grit to it. Such a fan. In the balancing of each of those elements, the noise, the feedback is done really well. It's really easy for a mix like this to just get noisy and just get busy to the, for the sake of being busy. But I think y'all still do a really good job of focusing on what I would call like the non-negotiables, where it's like strong lead vocal mix, strong snappy, production, a solid bass line, maybe riffs for the rhythm guitars, like these things that carry the whole song. You do a really good job, both of y'all, as far as vocal production, but also within the instrumental production, of balancing all of these other elements in the mix to where they're not taking over, but they are very additive to the production. I think y'all do a great job at that. Do you do foreign song? 100%. Yeah. Any language, any style, any genre, any level of quality, released, unreleased, mixed, unmixed, doesn't matter to me.
It's not a flavor of the week thing. No one I know
I
is
love
on
how
enough swing,
much
I'll
tension there is.
swing. I'll break it down. 'Cause that's life at the bottom. Feeding at the trough of mechanical sloth at the bottom. Feel my brain rot with everything I bought at the bottom.
Really cool. Everything's at the link in my bio. Anybody that wants to submit, everything's at the link in the bio. Thank you for the follow, especially if you want to get in the free line, or of course if you want to take the dive into the consultation world, which is what we're dealing with right now, and get into the full 20 to 30 minute deep dive, multiple listen breakdown of your music. That's all on the I almost said corrupted side because of the name. That's on the consultation side. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Okay, one thing I'm interested in. There's a synth. This is in C major, so let me see. Do-do-do-do. Let me. Let me pull something up. I want to pull something up real quick because I'm listening for something in particular that I'm kind of curious on. Let me see. Let me move over here. At the bottom. 100% Irie. I'm listening for something in particular, like some pulse width. Some noise. This will make sense in a second. Second chorus. Bring it down. Hold on. Jakey, thank you for the follow. All right, here let me, what's up, Manifesta? What's up, dude? Yeah, and we're back, Manifesta, we're wide open. Everything's, you know the deal. ! Submit on Twitch. Yeah, okay, let's back it up here. So here's what I'm curious about. We have, like I've already mentioned to you, and I'm already a huge fan of, great riffs, great bass lines, great low structure. The thing that I'm aware of, and this is not a good or a bad thing, it's a stylistic decision. You know what I mean? Like this, these are all just decisions you're making genre-wise and stylistically that make sense for what you want to do. The whole hook structure, outside of like ear candy, is the riff. Like it's all over that like C movement down maybe to the the F below it, but like it's all off that like C major right there, riffing to the 7 and back. That, and again, great riff, phenomenal. I would love maybe on the B section, because you do go like a full 16 almost, or depending on how you're counting it, a full 16 measures on the hook. B section there, like the last 8, it would be nice to introduce one glue element to take the riff as the foundation and kind of smooth it out a little bit, so you still have the heaviness of the riff, but you also then have just like this little note. Maybe it's pumping with an LFO, maybe it's sidechained a little bit, maybe it's gated, maybe it's an arpeggio, to where you have this, there's something in the top end right there that is just like a filler that glues everything together. Because again, the whole structure is the riff here. Here.
Feeding at the trough of mechanical sloth at the bottom.
Whole, and it's fuzzy. It's nasty. I love everything about it. But the whole thing is that. So the whole track there feels kind of held back by the fact that there is only high-end elements following that rhythm. So when that rhythm kind of ends or that bass line ends at the bottom, we're kind of missing the activity at the top. And so I do think it could be maybe even an octave higher. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I'm doing this just for the sake of. I'm gonna bring in this LFO. I'm gonna go a little faster. Nasty. I got a whole bunch of noise on here. Bring a little bit less of the sub, and let's go up an octave here. And so, okay, so here's, this is not, obviously do this, however, in any sense. The song is already out, so also what I want to preface, sorry, my brain's bouncing around, but what I also want to preference is this doesn't mean this has to be fixed in this structure of the song, right? Like you need to like replace the file, update it, or anything like that. More of what I'm trying to do anytime I do something like this is also just get your wheels spinning and help with how you approach building layers for your future records too. Like I know sometimes it can be annoying where you're like, well, I released a song and it already, it is what it is. It's out now. It's been out. We're trying to promote it now. And so I just always want to frame that where I'm like, my goal is to like get your creative wheels spinning, but like, oh yeah, next time we do a really, really hard break, maybe let's on the B section add something here, or maybe we keep in mind that we could do a high octave strum on an electric guitar that's not doing the riff, that's double tracked, a really, really high octave to kind of fill it in a little bit right there to kind of keep some of the glue in the mix so it's not just riff based completely. Even though I do like that the first section is riff based. Always going to be random little things we'd have wanted to change, and like 100%. I hate every song that I made like up until a week ago. Like it's the curse of being the creative. It's like as soon as you make something, you're like, am I even that person anymore? I'll listen to like a song from like 2 years ago or like a production from a couple years ago. I'm like, I'm a different person. I hate everything about this. But that is also just your brain being wired to create the next thing and listen for and create and manifest the next idea. And so I get it too, where you're like, everything I've ever done creatively ever, I've wanted to change something on. And so it's like, it's sometimes there is some benefit to just getting it out. You know what I mean? Like I want to get it out there, get that, wipe the slate clean creatively so that your brain can think about the next idea. I 100% get it. Okay, let's get into this. Exactly. And that betterness also, some of it is like structurally, right? Some of it is more objective of like, okay, this quality needs to improve. And then some of it is just better in the sense that it connects in a really unique way to a unique subset of people. And that's what makes it better and what makes it do better and stuff like that. Michael, welcome in. And so anyways, there's a lot of nuance to what that better means and what it looks like. And I always want people to just create authentically in the moment, release it, get it out there, do what you can to promote it and to, make quality content and expose people to what you're doing. At the same time, just keep moving, keep creating. If you halt yourself creating just for the sake of, only focusing on the business, then it's like, you're going to lose some of that, willpower a little bit too. Just did a deep dive on all my releases. Find the gems in the slop and try to learn from the bad ones. And go 100%, Samurai. 100%, man. 100%. Okay, let's get into this hook really quick. I'll just want to like play this kind of top thing here.
It's not a flavor of the week thing. No one I know is on an upswing. I'll break it down. 'Cause that's life at the bottom.
Okay, so here's the main structure.
Feeding at the trough of mechanical slop at the bottom. Feel my brain.
And then maybe here.
Everything I bought at the
bottom. Hold on. That's going too crazy. I'm going to go one more time. Let me thank you for the heart me. One more time. Hold on. And then I'll get out of here, I promise.
It's not a flavor of the week thing.
And I want to make it more subtle too, that's why. Like it's barely there.
I'll break it down. 'Cause that's life at the bottom.
Let it hit. DK, welcome in.
Feeding at the trough of mechanical slop at the bottom. Feel my brain rot.
And then just a little.
Everything I bought at the bottom.
whatever it may be. It's the noise there much more than it is the exact sound. It's just that information that's consistent that kind of glues it together, whether it's 3 dB quieter, whether it's a completely different note, different tone, different synth, whatever. That's like the idea that I'm looking for. Okay, let's get into this last section of the song. But anyways, all of that, I think y'all are crushing it. I think y'all are fantastic. I love that y'all are a duo doing this, and you're doing it at this level too. I'm so excited for y'all because the music is interesting. And like I say all the time. Nathan, this is Bitlip, a couple chats below you. This is Bitlip, and it's released. It's called At the Bottom. I should know. It says the lyric a lot of times. Beautifully done. Yeah, but it's a Bitlip right down there. Amazing job. So I mean, here's the thing: if the song is good, the song is good. The mix details fall way down the list of what is valuable, right? So like, I love the fact that the song itself is good. It's catchy. It's got great structure. I really like y'all's style. I like the aesthetic. I like the whole vibe of it. So y'all definitely go show some love. Please stream the song. 24 monthly listeners, 24 monthly listeners. It's beautiful. It's well done. I can't wait to hear more from y'all. I think y'all are doing a great job. So let's get into the last 30 seconds here and we'll move on. But everybody go show some love to Bitlip. Y'all are crushing it. Absolutely crushing it.
Cause that's life at the bottom.
Eris, I got you, Eris. Thank you so much.
Cause that's life at the bottom.
Basic, I got you as well. I love it. I think it's so fun. I think it's so engaging to listen to. I think it's interesting. It's quirky in all the ways that it's supposed to be. Please, y'all go show some love and support. Riddick, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Eris, I got you. You're so incredibly generous. I appreciate you more than you know. Thank you so much for those submissions. I appreciate that a lot. Also, thank you, Dasic. I got you up on the board as well. Let me just double check a few things. Altalune, False Kings. We got False Kings in the building again. No way. Girl Got Nerve, I got you. Miraculin, I got you as well. Grace Guys in the building. I appreciate y'all more than you know. Thank you so much for tapping in today. Y'all are amazing. But y'all, everybody in the chat, all 16 of you here, all 8 of y'all on other platforms, I need y'all to go follow Bitlip, go stream their music, show them some love and support. I'm going to turn on skips only now because we're going crazy. So those are still there. And hopefully in the near future, we're going to be able to pull some people out of that lane and give y'all some extra movement in here. But definitely show some of that's Eris, right? Manifesta? I believe, but let me double check a few things here real quick, just so I can make sure I get everything. Okay, perfect. I was gonna assume. I get confused on the name sometimes, depending on the platform. But yeah, Bitlip, y'all are awesome. I'm so excited. Nathan, thank you for the heart me. I appreciate it so much. Y'all do me a huge favor. Make sure that y'all are tapping the screen over on TikTok. Share out the live with a few people. Repost. Make sure you send in your heart me. It does really help out the live stream quite a bit. I want to see something real quick. I don't know when I'll be able to do. I want to actually just test something real quick. Let me see. We got a whole bunch of people down here. Dun, 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 hey. Let's see. All right, we're at 20,000 likes. There's Eris. I see you. We're at 20,000 likes. If we can get to 40,000 likes, I'm going to choose someone from the free line and I'm going to dump you into the mix. And we'll get some of y'all out of here. In fact, I'm going to close the line here in just a little bit to new submissions, but I might bump someone up crazy here in just a little bit. But let's get into these next tracks here. I appreciate y'all so much for hanging out with us today. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Let's keep it rolling here. 8 tracks. Let me hear. Let me see. I just want to make sure that I'm caught up here. Give me a second to refresh and make sure I've got everything in order really quick. Sideways and higher. Let's go. And we're going to go back to back. We're going to go back to back with yours as well. I actually might need to, yeah, I'm going to have to close the line now. Okay, let's, we're fine. So everybody that's in the line here, we're going to get to as many of y'all as we possibly can. But let's, I'm going to close the line to new submissions right now. I might still pull y'all out of that free line. So make sure y'all are hanging out. Make sure y'all are still in the chat. Cause we'll do some giveaways as we go. I'm going to see if I can't, yeah, I'm going to see if I can't pull y'all out of the abyss and get y'all up into this, into the consultation, which means y'all are going from like a 2-minute listen with some quick feedback to a 30-minute breakdown of your music. So let's get into it, man. Hey, thank you so much, Daniel. I appreciate you a lot. I appreciate you so much. All right, let's get into it, man. We got Eris in the building, and I think it's K. Is it K or Key? I think it's K. This is Higher by Eris. It's time, baby. We've been waiting on this track for a while. I think I've heard this song 4 months ago. Let me know, 4 or 5 months ago, something like that. It's been a while. This is going to be fresh to me. We got back-to-back, so we're going to go 2 tracks back-to-back with Eris right here in the chat. Amazing producer, working with some great people. Probably 4 or 5 months, man. Amazing. I'm excited. I got hella good up now, sticking around for all that. No, I got you, Micah. I got you. If for any reason you are not heard, then it'll be refunded or saved either way. Or if you need to leave for any reason, every single one of these are saved. So even if you do have to head out, I typically will just save it for you so that I can address it another live and we can just pull it back and go straight to your song the next time we go live. Or if you want me to still play it, I'll still do the whole recorded breakdown. Every single one of these breakdowns are on YouTube as well. So every single time that we do a live stream, the whole entire stream is recorded and saved over on YouTube as a VOD. So you can go back and reference the whole thing. Still a full 20 to 30 minute breakdown, so on and so on. So yeah, obviously it's up to you. I'm still going, my goal is to still go through all of them, whether or not y'all are here. But if you're not going to be able to be here, then of course I can either have it saved or I can do the full breakdown on YouTube as well. That way we can make sure that we still get to your track 100%. All right, let's get it. Eris, let's run it. Let's run it. All right, it's on SoundCloud. Let's get it pulled up. So this is Eris and K. The song's called Higher. It's been a while since I've heard this. It's been a while.
I can't take them one by one. I can't rest. There's higher places.
What's the release timeline for this?
You're the only one I see that can get higher than me. So hold on tight. Take me higher. Trying hard not to crash and burn, my dear. Take me higher. The stratosphere. Meteors and stars above. The only thing they fear is us.
The last chat was blocked for some reason, Eris. I'm not sure why. You can try it on Twitch if it helps.
It's a new thing we could try to do tonight. Out in the lights, just crossing lines, alright. Can I kiss you one more time? Cause you make me lose my mind.
Got you. That's quick. That's quick. Nice. Really good balancing. Really good balancing. Super smooth. Aniro, welcome in.
You take me higher. 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 You take me higher.
Production is beautiful. I use DistroKid personally. Great production, man. Really, really good mix on the production as well. Crushing it, man. Crushing it. Y'all still some love. We're going to go back to back. So as we usually do, we're going to go straight into the second song here, and then we'll break down them both. But y'all, please show some love to the family. That's a great duo right there. Eris and K. Higher is the name of the song. Hopefully it's getting sent to the label and everything here pretty soon so they can get greenlit for the release. Let's get straight into the second one here. But man, show some love to Eris. Y'all are awesome. Fantastic, man. Fantastic. Let's get into Sideways. Let me get this pulled up real quick. This is most likely the final mix and master of Sideways. Had a Berkeley professor mix and master for us. Very excited for you to hear. Let's get it. Oh, it's already already greenlit. Wait, what did you say? Oh, your lawyer. You're waiting for your lawyer I got you. Sorry, I'm reading too fast, man. I'm reading too fast. Altalune, thanks for tapping in over on the Red App too. I appreciate you. You own it. Okay. Now it's all adding up. It's all making sense. All right, this is Sideways by Eris as well. Have I heard this one? I don't know if I have. Let's get it. Okay. There it is.
Just staring at the ceiling tonight, like I always do. The rain outside keeps stopping slow against the window. Trying not to think about what I can't change anymore.
Joel, welcome over.
I tried getting close, but you kept pulling me
I remember this now.
sideways. It should have been easy, but it never really was. I don't hate it now. No, I don't hate it anymore. Guess I needed that lesson. I tried getting close, but you kept pulling me sideways. Pulling me sideways. Pulling me sideways. I tried getting
So fun.
close, but you kept pulling me sideways. Pulling me sideways. Pulling me sideways. Driving through the city while the streetlights pass me slowly. Every other face reminds me of you. I keep telling myself they won't fade unless I let it. But leaving probably saved me in the end. I tried getting close, but you kept pulling me sideways. It should have been easy, but it never really was. I don't hate it now. No, I don't hate it anymore. Guess I needed that lesson. I tried getting close, but you kept pulling me sideways. Pulling me
Production's so good, man.
sideways. Pulling me sideways.
Ivan, welcome in.
Tried getting close, but you kept pulling me sideways. Pulling me sideways. Pulling me sideways.
Thank you for the shares.
Tell you how I felt, but you just walked away.
Lisa Marie, welcome in. Petra, welcome in.
Excuses all the time. I gave you too many chances to come back, but you just say I wasn't ready for this kind of life. I tried getting close, but you kept pulling me sideways. It should have been easy, but it never really was. I don't hate
This is a radio song. This is really good.
anymore. Guess I needed that lesson. I tried getting close, but you kept pulling me sideways. Pulling me sideways. Pulling me sideways. I tried getting close, but you kept pulling me sideways. Pulling me sideways. Pulling me sideways. Getting close, but you kept pulling me sideways. It should have been easy, but it never really was. I don't hate it now. No, I don't hate it anymore. Guess I needed that lesson.
Facts. I love the production on this one. The production on this is so polished. Production on this one is, on both of them really, but the production on this one is super, super polished, pointed. It sounds awesome, man. It sounds really, really good. Y'all, please show some love to the family. That's Eris right here. We are Eris right here in the chat. I know Manifesta, I see you on the purple app too, but this is Eris right here in the chat. Thank you so much for sending this in, man. Your generosity, man. I appreciate you so much, man. You know it's all love from the family over here. Really, really, really well done. And just keep in mind, y'all, just for the time being, new submissions are closed for right now. I will be live again tomorrow a little bit earlier in the day. So hopefully that opens up some things for a couple of y'all. We can get to some of y'all's music a little bit earlier in the day as well tomorrow. But it's going to be like I was on, a little bit later today, about 3 p.m. or something like that. It'll be on a little bit earlier tomorrow. So if you want to submit, definitely make sure that y'all tap in. Make sure that you're following on the different platforms, and we'll open up the lines again so we can get to some more of y'all's music. You can definitely send that to Six Flags. 100%. Ivan, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. All right, let's get into it. Eris and Ari. And that's, I think you said it's your little sister, right? That's doing the vocals on that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Production structure, man, I think you're locked in. Like I said, it feels so in a good way, so commercial, so viable. It's very palatable. It's easy to listen to. Great production structure, great swing, great side chaining. I mean, the pumping of each synth, the attack on those are just really, really well structured. I don't know if you'll hate me. I have like a note or two on like a vocal. I don't want you to be mad at me, but I'm hearing it. If you don't want me to say anything, I won't, and I'll move on. But I hear a thing or two that I think could just be polished. And I'm talking a 30-second revision. A 30-second revision. But there's one thing that I hear on the first song that I want to. There's like one note I think that fell off the melodyne, and so I want to lock it in. But man, please show some love to Eris. Please show some love to Eris. I got you. You know what? You know I always got you. I just also know, man, you have been toiling with this track for a while. You've been working at it. You've been going crazy with it. You can't edit higher. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'll let you know just because for anything in the future, so you can look for these target notes. I'll just mention this one little part. Most of it sounds fantastic, so I'm not going to worry about if there's no editing that can happen to higher. I'll just mention the quick little thing that is happening. That way in the future, you know it's something you can catch early, so you never have to deal with that issue again. And then Sideways, maybe we'll look at a couple things, but on Sideways, dude, you're freaking crushing it. Sideways, I think mix-wise, sounds even more polished than Higher, to be honest. I think you said that's the one you sent to a Berkeley professor, engineer, or something like that. So that makes sense. That one sounds really clean and clear, especially once you get into the hooks. Okay, so let's go through Higher really quick. That one will go fast because you don't have as much control over it. So we'll brush through that one pretty quick. Go through the second listen, and then we'll keep going through the rest of the songs. Miranda, good to see you. Thanks for tapping in. But yeah, man, show some love to Eris. Eris, you're crushing it, man. Both of these are going to be great. I mean, like, I'm not worried about it, man. You're gonna get everything organized. It's gonna be crazy. I can't wait for you to get these out there, man. You deserve to reap the spoils of having worked so hard at these tracks, man. Great production structure, very, very pop centric. You're crushing it, man. Seriously, so good.
I can take them one by one.
Drums and bass.
I can't rest.
Drums and bass are so nice. You have that kind of like Verve style, like tape saturation on the drums right there, that it just gives it a little bit of crunch, a little bit of texture. The bass is super warm. Like production structure, chef's kiss. Crushed it, man.
Places I can reach, oh not yet. You're the only one.
Automation, there's some, I think some side chaining from reverb and delay in the background to kind of give it that space in the mix before you let up on it. Beautifully done.
When I see I can get higher than me, so hold on tight. Take me higher than the atmosphere. Trying hard not to crash and burn, my dear. Take me higher.
It's got a little bit of that. I mean, I've probably said this before because I've heard the track before, but it has a little bit of that Kavinsky. I mean, Kavinsky is my goat, but Kavinsky Renegade vibe. I don't know if you've heard Renegade by Kavinsky, but that's a good reference for a track like this. I'm sure I've mentioned that before. Yeah. Yeah, this production's punchy. It's punchy. I love it.
It's a new thing we could try to do tonight.
There's the automation, beautiful, and the ping pongs in the background.
Out in the lights, just crossing lines, all right.
That's flat right there. So that's the one, and that's why I said it's like a 20-second revision. I know you don't have control over it, so it's just something to target and look for the consistency of that note being hit. That first note, the first note is fine because he does that melody twice. This note right here, all right, that little pocket right there, he is like 40 cents flat, and so it's right underneath that pocket right there. So because it's the only note that was, you lost the file. Damn. Oh, that sucks, dude. That sucks. I mean, like I said, you take it into a future record. You just, you keep moving with it. You stop losing your files next time. That's crazy, dude. That sucks so much. It's one note in the whole song. That's why it stands out to me, is because most of this sounds really polished. It sounds really good. This one note, it's a little bit flat.
Crossing lines, all right.
Right there.
Just crossing lines, all right.
All right. It's half a semitone below, and that's where it goes. And most of the rest of this, super punchy, super slicey. Like everything sounds really, really nice, man. I'm not worried about it, too much. It's a little jazzy. That's all it is. It's a little jazzy. It's got a little chromatic walk right there. We got a little accidental in there, but there's nothing to it. Nothing to it. All right, let's hear the last hook of the song, and then we'll move to the main one. To the main one. It's just a little jazzy. It's just a little. There's no wrong notes. Let's hear the last hook here. It's a little jazzy. That's all it is. Like I said, it only stands up because every other note is like melodyne perfect, like right in pocket. Everything's kind of right exactly where it needs to be, and so that one note on a break in the instrumentation, all right, it just stands out a little bit more just because it's not locked in as everything else, which is like locked in. You know what I mean? It's really, really cool. Like the cover art, by the way. Yeah, it's cool, dude. I was literally just checking it out on the first listen, man. That's sick. Did y'all use Canva for that, or do it kind of in a different way? To me, the slight semitone off is really more showing character in the vocalist performance. 100%. I mean, I think I would lean more that, because I don't necessarily disagree, Inferno. I think I would lean more that direction if there was more of that character and more of the song. If more of the song had some bends in the vocal, more of the song had like vibrato and more like natural production for the vocal, then I think contextually it would be a fine decision in it if there was kind of more of that texture. But because 99% of the vocal is like perfectly in pitch, slid right in line, highly compressed and kind of perfected and on the grid, that one note falls out of that, quite a bit. And so, yeah, I totally understand what you're saying. And I actually don't disagree necessarily that it adds some character. If that was consistent with what the rest of the song structure was, then I think it would make more sense. But like drums are, quantized right on the grid. The bass is locked in, strings and synths are like, really, really rigid as far as structure goes. It's a very, very locked in, pop structure. So that one semitone or one half semitone, to me falls outside of what is like contextual for the song. But again, a lot of that's a taste thing too. Okay, let's keep it rolling. All right, let's get this last hook really quick, and then we'll I mean, this hook is still gonna go crazy though. So like I said, it's one note on one verse of one song. You're gonna keep moving on, keep doing your thing. I'm really not too worried about it, right? The main thing here, if you're promoting this, if you're putting this in content, like the background right there is gonna be what it's all about. Yeah, dude. Yeah, they're great. Yeah, they're great. I love it, man. Like the whole balance of the rest of that, I think is fantastic. So I'm not worried about it. Again, you'll find your pockets. You could still get a full sync placement based off the last, minute 20 of the song where none of those notes matter, and you still get it placed and you still get everything kind of locked in. So I'm not worried about it, man. Y'all show some love to Air. Sorry, let's jump to the second song. Here. There's only, like I said, I mean, you're absolutely, the mix on the next one, I think, is really pristine. It's really, really polished. So I just want to get into this one little textural thing that's happening because of, I think, recording hiss. Lonnie, welcome in. Thank you for tapping in. Is it Malik? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. We're not listening to popular artists, so we're not going to listen to DNCE or something like that. But thank you so much for tapping in. This is for independent underground artists, producers, engineers, session musicians, vocalists, songwriters, so on and so on. Alani, thank you so much for the follow. Andrew, thank you for the follow as well. I appreciate that a lot. Lion is currently closed, but we're going to be live again tomorrow, so definitely make sure y'all are still tapped in on YouTube, Twitch, or TikTok. We'll be live again tomorrow. We'll open up the lines again and get through another handful of new music as well. And I'm going to try to get some people out of that free line as well, so we can get y'all some skips up on the board, so that some of y'all who are just doing the 2-minute listen can actually get the full breakdown and full consultation. So we'll definitely do some giveaways tomorrow. I will be live a little bit earlier. I'm typically live later, but I'm flipping my day tomorrow to do some projects afterwards. Okay, let's get into the second song here. That was Higher by Eris. Eris, y'all are amazing. I'm so excited for y'all. Let's get into Sideways. One quick, you do have a little bit more control on this. Also, one thing, we have to fix the start of the intro on Sideways. That was one note. There's a little bit of a delay here. We got about like a full four count, pre-roll right here. It's supposed to start right away. That makes sense. I was like checking volumes and stuff when I first turned it on. Yeah, I mean, that's the easiest stuff in the world. There's one thing on the structure of this one really quick. Like I said, overall balance is probably one of the better mixes I've ever heard from you. So good. It's real, especially once you get into the hook and some things are disguised in the mix a little bit. It just It's beautiful. It's really, really well done. The thing that I'm listening for is there is a lot of self noise happening. Let's go, Tep. There's a lot of like self noise happening on your sister's, I think, on Ari's vocal. There's a lot of hiss. There's a lot of noise in the background right there. Might be the whisper vocal. No, I think it's actually noise because it's then gated after. I don't think it's the whisper vocal. It's not just like the saturation. It's not just like the air on the vocal. It's actually when she stops singing, you still get the and then it gated with like the noise reduction right there. That's what I'm listening for. So let's see if we can pick up on it really quick. It's only more obvious when it's like lower parts of the song. Obviously, once the hook is in, it's completely disguised and it's completely, completely removed. So you can't really hear it at all. But it's these lower like first verses and stuff.
Just staring at the ceiling tonight, like I always do. The rain outside keeps stopping slow against the window.
You hear that? Duh, 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 duh. It's that little air sucked out of the room gate to that noise right there. That's what I'm listening for. It also very well could be that it's also a very bright vocal. It's not AI. It's also a very bright vocal, and it sounds to me like there's probably some high frequency excitement on there, fresh air. It's got some artifact to it, you know what I mean? It's got a little bit of that hiss at the top of the vocal right there, but it's not AI. Yeah, it's their little sister singing it. But that's kind of what's going on here. That's kind of what I'm listening for here. It's one of the very, very few things. I'm going to back it up again. We'll hear it a little bit again. Once the hook, once all of that comes in, it's disguised by the punch of the production. You don't get it anymore. But it's in these early pockets right here where we have this happening at the end of every phrase where that noise is there and then it's gated. Once again, it's probably highly compressed. Maybe it sounds like there might be a multi-band on there, which is again, probably controlling and boosting high frequency, high end excitement through fresh air, something similar. And since there's so much noise, the only option is to like gate after that. That's giving it all of this, it's giving all of this tension right there. And it's at the end of every single phrase before any of the other instrumentation goes in, which tells me it's baked in that vocal. You can hear that it's baked into the vocal right there. So let's run it from the top. We'll listen for it a little bit. But I would be, very tastefully. Yeah, very tastefully. I mean, the hard thing here is if it's really, really baked into like the early dry signal of the vocal, for one, I would try to deal with it there, get some RX11 on there and just kind of fine tune where that noise is sitting and try to just notch it out right there without ruining the profile of the vocal too much. That's the hard thing, is just destroying the vocal mix by, doing noise reduction. You got to be really tasteful with it. It was just probably a preamp pushed really hot and it's a noisy microphone, whatever it is, nothing too, you can fade it a little bit. I mean, you can get really surgical with it, which, might be the best way. You can get really surgical with it and really dive into it and hone in. It's obviously one great way to do it. Usually I think a combination of a couple things usually works. So what I feel like is if you go complete noise reduction, you get this warbled, artifact ridden vocal that sounds nasty. But sometimes if you like halfway reduce, if you just bring the threshold down a little bit to where it's not as prominent, but the vocal's still really transparent, then the gating's not nearly as obvious. And you can then still do the fades. And you can then still do some, gating right there, but it's not nearly as prominent. Cause like right now, if it's like noise to chop, it's really easy to hear that closing right there. But if we like reduce a little bit, then fade and then chop, it's a little bit smoother. Anyways, you get the idea. Literally, I think the only thing that I heard on this whole song. Rest of the production mix, they did an amazing, polished, professional job. Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
Just staring at the ceiling tonight, like
And this song should do so well for you. It should do so well for you.
I always do. The rain outside keeps stopping slow against the window. Trying not to think about what
It's
I
really
can't
airy.
change
Just dial back that
anymore.
excitement a little bit.
Even probably save me.
I like a bright, airy vocal. But it's a little over the top where we're hearing more of that hiss and more of that high frequency air, that 12K push on the vocals, the fresh air, the excitement. There's so much of that sometimes I feel like I am just like missing the voice, because I'm hearing so much of the high frequency excitement. So if we can dial that back a little bit too, I think that'd be great. But besides that, that's really the only thing this is missing, man. This is great. It's a great mix on everything else. Production is nuts. It sounds great.
They can't change anymore. Leaving probably save me in the end. I tried getting close, but you kept pulling me sideways. It should have been easy, but it never really was.
Gold hook, gold hook. It's so good. It's so good. I love everything about it, man. It's so well done.
Driving through the city, while the streetlights pass me slowly. Every other face from my
Dasik, let me know if you're in the chat. Let me know if you're in the chat.
I keep telling myself it won't fade unless I let it. When leaving probably save me.
There's so much beautiful like texture in the background right here. The texture in the background is so tasteful. It's so nice to listen to. Shout out to Eris. Y'all crushed it. Y'all crushed it. Like I said, some of those little vocal processing things, those are easy fixes. Even the things that we're talking about, this is not more than like, 10 minutes of actual revising, and then, just referencing to make sure that it's polished the way that you want it to. So it's not so much of that high end excitement, but to me, man, you're absolutely crushing it. Absolutely crushing it. Dasik, let me know where you're at. Dasik, hop in the chat. Let me know that you're here. Your track's up next.
I tried getting close, but you kept pulling me sideways.
There's Dasik. Welcome in.
Could've been easy, but it never really was. I don't hate it now. No, I don't hate it anymore. Guess I needed that lesson. I tried getting close, but you kept pulling me sideways.
That next layer. Beautiful job stair-stepping those dynamics, man. Just having the dun 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 and then adding like the harmonics to that over the top of it. That stair step by adding those layers, it's beautifully done. It feels so professional. It feels so polished. Killed it, man. Absolutely.
Getting close, but you kept pulling me
Last hook.
sideways. Pulling me sideways. Pulling me sideways. I tried getting close, but you kept pulling me sideways. Pulling me sideways.
Awesome.
Pulling me sideways.
This one's ready. It's ready, man. It does, Tep. It really, and Tep knows. Tep has major label releases. He's got hundreds of millions of streams. So if there's anyone in here who actually understands that world and what that looks like, Tep actually does have big publishing deals and single deals and hundreds of millions of streams to his music. But he's like, I think there's some compensation happening, Tep, where it's like, it's so bright, so airy. We're having to overcompensate on the other side a little bit. So I agree, right? Where it's like, it's so bright, it's so airy, and there's so much space, there's so much of the hiss that we're having to overcompensate to kind of recontrol things. But I think y'all are doing an amazing job. Amazing job. Tep, will you be around tomorrow? I'll be live again tomorrow a little bit earlier in the day, but the line's closed now. Lines are closed now. But I will be live earlier tomorrow if you want to send something in. We'll get some of the family back in here as well. Perfect. Gotcha. That'd be awesome. I mean, you're going to make your little sister like a pop star, man. If you get some movement behind this song, she crushed the vocals on this. She did like I was on here when I look after my, hey, let's go, man. Let's go. Like, that's like, you might like buy just a default of you just making music and having fun and running your shit. You might randomly create a star, which is sick, man. That's awesome. She's going to, every EDM, every like house, producer and DJ out there is going to be like, hey, we need vocals. I was telling today she needs a new Pink App account. What's Pink App account? I don't know what that is. But man, yeah, there's going to be a lot of producers that are going to want her vocals on their tracks, man. It's really cool. Insta. Sounds good. Reed is in the building. What's up, Reed? Gotcha. Makes sense. I knew red, I knew purple. Yeah, sometimes you can just say it. You can say it in the chat. I don't really care sometimes. Every once in a while, I'm like, fuck it, whatever. So cool. So good. It's so ridiculously catchy. Eris, if you just get a little bit of that done, man. Like, come on. A little bit of that done, and this is game over, man. It's such a good song. It's so well structured. It's so polished. It feels very, very, very professional. It's palatable. It's very commercial. It's absolutely insane. Another beautiful day. Took your advice and been going through what I wrote. Let's go, Reed. I love to hear it. Push the hook like crazy. Dude, it's going to be, You're locked in, man. You're absolutely locked in. I'm not worried about it for a second. You're going to absolutely crush it. Thank you so much for tapping in. Thank you so much for tapping in. Spanky, I appreciate you tapping in as well. We are closed for today. We're going to get to our last, I think, 5 or 6 songs here. And then we'll be on again tomorrow. So make sure that y'all are following. We'll open up the lines again tomorrow a little bit earlier in the day. And then we'll be ready to go. We'll launch. But definitely make sure y'all are tapped in. Make sure that you're following. And then we'll open up the lines tomorrow for a bit more of y'all's music. But please show some up to Eris in the building. Killing it, man. Killing it. I'm so excited for you, man. I could not be more happy to hear these records again after a while of not being able to tap into them. You're absolutely going crazy, man. We got Dasick in the building. Dasick is over on the Purple app right now. I see you. Thank you so much for tapping in. If y'all are on TikTok, also do me a huge favor. Make sure you tap the screen, like the live, share out the live, repost the live. It really does help out the live stream. Eris, it's all love from this end. I think you're phenomenal, man. I think you're a very polished producer and you're working with some great people, man. So it's all love from this end always. All love from this end. All right, Dasick. Therapy is in Session is a dialogue between a psychiatric patient and his therapist as the patient's grip on reality deteriorates. Third track from a rock opera, looking for final mix, nitpicks before mastering, recorded through Apollo interfaces, guitars tracked through Neural DSP, performances edited and quantized, mix is 95% complete with only a temporary master applied. Please focus on balance, EQ, dynamics, stereo image, vocals, automation, and mastering readiness. Let's get into it. Beautiful. Got you. All right, let's dive in. This is Therapy is in Session by Dasick. Let's dive in. Reed, I appreciate you so much. That's a lot of love. We're going to get into these next couple songs here. Altalune, make sure you're around. Altalune, make sure you're in the building. We got you coming up here in just a little bit as well.
I am not so fine, 'cause I keep looking at my watch and there's no time. Well, I know this seems like reality, but it seems that your sanity isn't full atrophy. Well, that just cannot be true. I wrote in this book, I told you I followed every step, but in a cage I'm still kept. But it's not me who you gotta prove, the only one is you, and from what I've read, your conscience is dead. How can you see that's not me? Yes, I am done. The system is one. Even if stars can talk, they still tell lies. All of the brightest ones can still misguide. So you can run, but you can't hide. The truth you've denied has poisoned your mind. I've tried to tell you I do not understand all this
Let's go, Dasick. Let's go.
you haven't had. The fact you think this is all my fault. I just listened to my heart and this was the result. You cannot be the stance. Your actions, they don't make sense. And for what you've done, there's no coming back from. My only piece of advice, get used to this life, because you'll be here for the rest of your years. Why can't you see it wasn't me? I'm not the one who held that gun. Even if stars can talk, they'd still tell lies.
Great vocal performance.
All of the brightest ones can still misguide. So you can run, but you can't hide. The truth you've denied has poisoned your mind. Can I even begin to explain all the torment that's become my brain? Every day there is a different me. 'Cause every day I
Love the dynamics.
Voice will speak and then I wake up. I've done something I didn't plan. Then I black out. It's happened all over again. And I can't snap out of this. I'm stuck in this abyss. I guess now you know I'm just a puppet in their show. What have you done? What have you done? What have you done? What have I done? Even if stars can talk, they still tell lies. All of the brightest ones can still misguide. So you can run, but you can't hide. The truth you tonight has poisoned your mind.
Those fries are beautiful. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all show some love. Show some love. Show some love. That is Therapy is in Session by Day Sick right here in the chat. Show them some love. Show them some love and support. Beautiful. They've been here for a while. That's one of the family right there. So definitely make sure that y'all are in their corner. Beautifully, beautifully done. Actually, just quick reminder. I was just notified because I completely forgot this. I will not be live. What is tomorrow? Thursday. I will not be live tomorrow. I will not be live tomorrow. I actually will. I don't even think I will be home tomorrow. So I will be out all day tomorrow doing some other work, and also I'll be, I think, out of town tomorrow afternoon completely. So I will not be around tomorrow. Totally forgot that. I will be back Friday morning. Friday morning, I will be live again. So no live tomorrow. We'll keep that in mind. No live tomorrow. I was getting some updates on my calendar, and I was like, oh wait, no, we're not doing that tomorrow. I'll be back Friday morning, and we'll open up the lines then for a fresh batch of submissions. Also, really quick, I do have a heart out at about like 6:30-ish or so, 6:30-ish. So I will probably only be able to get to Altalune and False Kings as far as who I have in the skips right now. Anyone else left in the skips, feel free. Once the line is finished, just request a refund on there. It'll be sent back to you as soon as they process it. No issues there at all. No issues there at all. That's super, super easy. I'm not worried about it. So I think like Girls Got Nerve, Miraculin, Gray Skies Burn Red. If y'all aren't here and that doesn't go through, then it'll just be saved. You can let me know where it's at, and I can play it the next time that we're live or pull it up really quickly. But just so y'all know, I have time for just a couple more, and then I got to get out of here. So if you're in here and you want to just request a refund, easy, nothing to it. Okay, Day Sick, let's get into it. I have a couple quick notes here that we'll get into as far as mixing details. It's very, very close. This is a great mix, powerful vocals, snappy drums, a very broad, wide sound stage. It's double tracked beautifully, instrumentally, musicianship wise, y'all are crushing it. Beautifully done. Everything feels really polished. There's a couple there's a couple times where certain elements are kind of sitting in the same space. They're stepping on the toes a little bit of each other. It's like a lead guitar and the vocal. They're stepping on each other's toes just a little bit, causing some ringing in the mids. We can mitigate that really easily. And maybe a couple other little moments. I think double tracked lead guitar is a little bit thin. So when some of the heavier low progression, so like the bass is fairly light, but some of that, can be helped out in your final balancing. But when you're in the lower register, these like lower bar chords during the verses, they carry a lot more weight. When you go up like an octave with that double track rhythm electric guitar, we then thin out everything and nothing takes its place, right? So I do think we probably need a little bit more low mids in those guitars, and then maybe even push the bass forward by a couple a dB or two, maybe 3 or something like that, to make sure that the mix still feels like it has body, it still has warmth, it still has some energy right there, especially when you move up the octave for the rhythm guitars. Those are kind of the bullet points there really quick, and then we can get into a little bit more detail of when that's happening. But that's kind of what I'm hearing here, is that like when everything moves up an octave, the whole mix thins out because nothing operates that space anymore. So we need to make sure EQ wise that each of those layers are full. And then when there's things that are kind of stepping on their toes, we can mitigate that really easily. So let's dive into it. And then Altalune, make sure that you're present. Inferno, I see you, so there you are. And make sure False Kings, make sure you're in the chat as well. I think let me see. False Kings, I think you're going to close us up today. Our bass player's ego will explode now since you just said to push some up more back. It's so rare. It's so rare. Usually it's like, man, the bass is too, Jesse's, there you go, Jesse. Usually, the bass is too loud. It's too boomy. Everything's muddy. And this is one of the rare times where I'm saying, crank that shit. Get the bass forward, get it loud. Because the guitars are moving up an octave, so we gotta make sure that we fill that void. All right, those are gonna be our last couple songs here, but let's get into it, man. This is Day Sick, Therapy in Session. Also keep in mind on the bass mix itself, I don't want to pull you too far to where you are in this mix. I don't want to throw too many wrenches in the system right here. But when it comes to the bass itself, I hear a lot of like the 200 hertz and below. There's a lot of that energy, early on in the frequency spectrum, right? So we have a lot of this far low end, but it feels a little carved out. It feels a little bit surgical. So I would love to bring in a little bit more of like the mids and low mids in that bass. There's so much texture there. There's so much character there. That also will help, right? Because what I'm hearing in this mix is the middle feels a little hollow. It's got some thickness on the far low end, and obviously very bright, very snappy. All the guitars, all the vocals, drums, those all are cutting through beautifully. So I'm not worried about that. And then you have some good strength at the far low end of the bass. But the middle of this mix, like especially low mids of this mix, are a little bit hollowed out. They're a little bit carved out. So I would love to introduce some of that. But some of that can happen by just increasing those higher, those mids and low mids in the bass. So it's not just sub, right? It's not just low. But we actually have some mids in that bass to give it some control, give it some, some punch in the mix. That in tandem with a little bit thicker mix on those guitars, so they're not too thin. Because right now, kind of what it sounds like, even though it might not be, it seems like all of those mids are kind of out of the bass, and it also sounds like all of that low end and low mid is out of the guitar. So you have the split, right? Where it's like everything's kind of really bright up here and everything's kind of really thick down here, but the middle of this is kind of empty, especially because the drums are a little bit thinner and snappier too. So if we can regain and like bridge that gap of like a little bit more thickness to the guitars, a little bit more like low mids, 500, 600, 700 hertz on the guitars, and on the bass side, moving up a little ways, like a little bit more like 3K, 5K, it's like mids and mid highs for the bass. I think that's going to fill out the mix a lot more by default. I'll be honest, you probably might not even need to push the bass forward. You might still need to, still can, if you fill out the bass mix a little bit more. You might not need to crank it if you just give it more space in the mix. You just give it a little bit of a bigger platform in the mix. That's some of those little details that I would figure out there. So you get to Gray Skies. You'll get to Gray Skies on Friday. Let me see where Gray Skies is. Gray Sky. Oh yeah, Gray Skies Burn Red. Yeah, I can pull it up. I can pull it up on Friday. If you come back in, I can keep it in this session right here, and just go back to the session when you come back in, and we'll start. We'll play it then. We'll throw it back up on the board then. Or if you just want, what some people it's easier. Obviously, it's completely up to you. For some people, it's easier to just refund it, get back in control of your money again, and then resubmit it if you feel up to it. Obviously, it kind of just depends on the line, depends on the time that I have and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I can hang on to it and just keep it in the session right now, and then if you come back in, I'll go back and reference the session. Or if you just want to take it back or whatever, whatever's easier for you, I'll do my best to facilitate it. All right, so let's get back into it. Let's get back into it here, and we'll get into these last couple here. Yeah, submissions are closed. Nice. Let me see. Can I download this? Because it's a file. Let me see something real quick. Can I download this? Can I download it? Ba-da-doo. I just want to see. I don't know if I can. Oh, I can. Yeah. We can. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, hop in. It'll be Friday earlier in the day. Maybe 11, 12-ish or something like that. 11, 12-ish. No, I got you. It downloaded. I'm going to drop it. We're going to drop it over here. Boom. Boom. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that because it's blocked over on Twitch. I'll keep it over here. Whatever. It's fine. It doesn't really even help. I might on TikTok. Anyway, sorry. I'm going back and forth. Jesus. Okay. Let me get this right here. Drop it into Pro Tools. Beautiful. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna open this up a little bit right here, and we're gonna check a couple things on here. Let's unmaster this. We're gonna bring it down a little bit. Callum's in the building. What's up, Callum? Oh, we're not gonna do anything crazy, man. We're gonna throw a fab on there. We're gonna throw a little fab filter on there. Right? Now freeze right there. Do you see that pocket right after 199 hertz? That's what I'm looking for. Right? You can literally see it right there in the EQ. There's some high-end punch, 14K, 70 hertz, got a nice little scoop right there. After 200 hertz, that 200 to 800 hertz, there's very little power there, very little. You can see it right there on the freeze frame of the EQ. All of this right in here in the middle, there's not a lot of information right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push that forward. We'll hear the whole mix come to life immediately. A little ringing in that. Okay, so now we go into a space where we have a lead filtered guitar in the middle of the mix where the lead vocal is. Those stack in a very, very similar place where they're kind of fighting for the same frequency profile. They're fighting for the same space in the mix. In that little pocket right there, that's where it's stepping on each other's toes a little bit and it's causing some frequency buildup. You already have like a telephone megaphone filter on there. So just be careful of where it's ringing a little bit and where it's causing some issues in that. If you have like a typical like telephone filter on there and it's pushing the mids at like 2000 hertz, 3000 hertz, just be careful of where that ring spot is and see if you can control it. Keep the filter tightness because that's the effect of the vocal, but see if we can't mitigate some of that harshness right there. Let me bring this up a little bit and I'll get back into this vocal here.
How are you? I am not so fine, cause I keep looking at my watch and there's no time. Well, I know this seems like reality, but it seems that your sanity isn't full atrophy.
About 2000-ish.
Be too. I wrote in this book, I told you I followed every step, but in a cage I'm still kept. But it's not me who you gotta prove. The only one is you, and from what I've read.
The other things, you can hear the there's all of this energy happening in the background right there together. That's where I need to get that vocal out of the way. One is EQ, right? One is maybe where that vocal sits. We might need to actually carve some space where that guitar is. Maybe mid-side processing would be helpful for that lead guitar. What's up, Chance? In order to, out of the middle of the mix where the vocal is, we take out a lot of that 2000 to 2300 hertz. Only in the middle channel where the vocal is so that it doesn't interrupt it anymore. And if you want it to still feel wider and feel open, regain that 2000 to 2300 hertz on the outside of the mix. So you can regain some of the clarity, make sure it still presents itself in the mix while at the same time, making sure that your lead vocal has some clarity, has some separation in the middle of the mix. That's totally what it needs. We've been saying just something was slightly off of the first. Yeah, it's because you have two of these lead melodies, like essentially like two top lines competing for the same space. They're both sitting right in the middle of the mix in mono. They're both overdriven. They're both filtered in and very mid forward. They're just stepping on each other's toes. They're vying for the exact same space in the mix. So what we needed to just make sure that there's room for both of them there. Whether that's, tasteful mid-side processing, like I said, get that vocal, get the vocal as the forefront, make sure that we actually carve some space in the middle channel for that vocal to exist there. Wrap that guitar around it. The other is just like, for one, maybe bring that lead vocal down about 2 dB, offset it from that vocal by just 3 to 5% again, so they're not exactly next to each other, vying for the same thing, because again, we have two top lines, so it's two melodies competing for space. That's all going to make it feel complex. It's going to make it feel noisy. It's going to make it feel busy, just because you have a crazy melody happening in the background and a completely different melody happening with the vocal, and they're all doing, all while there's a riff going on and a bass line going on and drums and stereo going crazy. So all of that happening at the same time is just making it a much noisier mix. So I think just allowing them some space to kind of coexist right there would be helpful. But a lot of the actual, again, I'm doing some bullshit on the mastering side here, which I would don't do this. Don't inflate 600 hertz by 7 dB to remaster the song. Go into the guitars, like I said, rebalancing the kind of the mids, 3 to 5K, 2 to 5K of the bass to regain some openness right there and give it a little bit more snap. Vocal side, of course, like main lead vocal, not the filtered one. Make sure you have a little bit more energy there. double track rhythm guitars, making sure you have more of the low mids there so it feels balanced, it feels punchy, and when you go to your higher octaves on the hook, you don't lose that much steam. Same thing, bass will kind of fill in some of that there. We usually want our vocals singing in front, so probably want to wrap the guitar around the vocal. Yeah, 100%. That's where mid-side can be great. I mean, you could even take a whole guitar bus. That's another option, right? Depending on how much control you want. Depends on how you want to mix the song, but send all of your guitar layers over to the side. I'm sorry, send all of you, what am I saying? Take all of your guitar layers, send them over to a bus. On that bus, you'll have some mid-side processing. And then in the middle channel, if those guitars are double tracked and they're pushed 100% wide, but it sounds like they are 80 to 100% wide, you have a nice wide mix on the guitars already. And you want to create space for the vocal, just send all the guitars over there. That'll be perfectly fine. Carve a lot of the fundamental frequencies of the vocals are going to be between like 600 and 1200 hertz. That's where a lot of like your main lead vocal, even some of the filtered ones, but a lot of the main lead vocal are going to sit there. So on that mid side between, let's say 600-700 hertz and about 1000 to 1200 hertz, a little bit of a bell curve right there, just a soft bell curve, about 2 or 3 dB. Only center channel. This is where mid side is going to come in. Only center channel, only mid channel. They're going to carve that space out. So only right here down the middle is that space created for the vocal. It's not going to touch your full stereo image. And then again, if you need to you still want that in the guitars, regain it in the side channel. 3 guitars, 2 rhythms left, right, and then a lead in the middle. Yeah, so I mean, you can absolutely easily offset the guitar a little bit. That'll get it kind of out of the way of the vocal. And then tasteful mid-side processing on a guitar bus, and you'll be able to just kind of wrap those guitars around around the vocal, give it some punch, give it some clarity. And you can do that super subtly. You don't need to notch all of that frequency out. 2 or 3 dB oftentimes is enough to just regain that punch and drive, and then you'll be golden. You'll be golden, especially if on those guitars and bass we re-EQ. It'll sound fat. It'll sound, like it's got some body. It'll sound like it has a lot of great energy to it. Right now, everything's kind of thinned out, right? Everything's a little bit thinned out. And then it also is kind of stepping on each other's toes. So we just regain some, vibrancy in the mix. Dude, you're going to be in a great spot. I'm not worried about it. And then you're mastering, just get it loud, a little bit of, tasteful 2 dB, dB and a half, 2 dB of glue compression on the master, a little bit of saturation there, soft EQ curves if you need it, and get loudness with the limiter. I'm not too worried about the mastering on this, but this is the big curve. What this tells me here, even though this is a really shitty thing to do on a master, what this is telling me right here, mastering is out of the house. Gorgeous. Love it. Such a fan. This right here is just telling me that overall in the whole mix between drums, percussion, vocals, bass, guitars, that we're missing a lot of, we're targeting at about 400 hertz right here. 400 hertz, so 200 to 700. We're missing a lot of information right there. That's why this makes a difference. I'll A and B it on the hook, and you'll see how much of a difference these 2 little curves, the ringing in the mids, and these low mids where they're missing some. You'll see what they're doing in the mix.
But it seems that you're happy too. I wrote in this book, got that butt in a cage. Tell me who you got, what I read. You can't. How can you see?
Okay.
How can you see?
Original. That's crazy. That's crazy. It sounds like two different songs. Again, what we have right now with one, largely speaking, outside of, I'm taking care of some ringing, taking care of some resonance right there, but like largely speaking, one wild EQ curve. How far up am I? 6 dB. 6 dB push right here. That's it. And this is the difference.
How can you see? That's
Bypass.
not me. Yes, I am done. The system is one. Even if stars can talk, they still tell lies. All of the bright.
You can hear how the vocal and the guitars, they just come alive. They wake up. It's like all of a sudden I'm hearing things I wasn't, and that's muddy, right? You don't do this on a master. That's super muddy, just cranking it like that. But at the end of the day, that's what we're talking about, where it's like there's so much energy that's missing right there. When you reintroduce it, it's like a sigh of relief. There's so much more energy in the mix just by cranking 6 dB at 400 hertz with a wide bell curve right there. So those are those like quick little details that I would take care of, man. The vast majority of this production structure I think sounds really, really nice. Musicianship, fantastic. Most of the actual like placement and balancing I think is actually really, really well done. Outside of the lead in the middle with the vocal right there, that's the little pocket right there in the middle where they're stepping on each other's toes. We can create space, panning structure, EQ, mid-side, whatever you want to do to kind of create that openness, make sure that vocal can live in its own world at the front of the mix, stays punchy, stays vibrant. But most of Most of the difference that we're hearing here is just that we're missing that information, top mid of the bass, low mid of the guitar. Like we're missing all of that texture right there. You can hear it's happening in the vocal too, because it wakes up the vocal a bit too. All of a sudden your harmonies pop like crazy. Those are those little details in there. I think if you just rebalance some of those like EQ curves, most of and the middle of the track right there with the vocal and the lead, most everything else sounds pretty damn good, man. Sounds really, really good. And you're going to get a great outsourced master on this as well. Isolating that, dude, absolutely killer. Absolutely killer. Y'all please show some love to Dasik. Show some love. That's what it was missing. We were going us trying to, dude, I get it, man. Sometimes you get too close. Sometimes you get too close. Sarcast, thank you so much for tapping into the stream. I appreciate you being here. We're closed for today. I will be back live on Friday. So definitely follow. Make sure you're tapped in there. We'll open up the line for a brand new batch of songs, music, instrumentals, artists, whatever it may be. We'll open up the lines again. I appreciate you tapping in. Thank you so much for being here. But y'all, please show some love and support to Dasik. They got music out there. Amazing. They're a really, really solid band. Great musicianship. Great structure. You're doing so many things really, really well. But oftentimes, man, like I said, you just get too close. You get too close to a song. Sometimes you got to be like, I don't even know what I'm hearing anymore. Or I can't even begin to know like where in my process to kind of relook, because I'm already like here. I'm already at like the finish line of the song. So I'm like, do I look at the guitars, at the vocals? Do I need to like redo something with drums? Like you can get so close to the song that your vision becomes a bit blurry to a lot of the peripheral things that are happening. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So I think that's where it's good for one to have a second ear, but one to outsource parts of your process, like whether it's the mixing part of your process, which y'all are doing a great job of, honestly, or the mastering part of your process, to just like get that last 5% on the song, get it to its ceiling, get it loud, get it punchy, and really take it all home. And that's why you see us every 8 weeks when we have a mix to ship off. I appreciate you so much, Dasik. Y'all are amazing, man. Thank you for your time, for your generosity, for your submission. I appreciate it a lot. Please show some love. Go stream their music. Go follow here on platforms, all that good stuff. Let's get into the last two tracks. We got Altalune in the building. Altalune, just make yourself known. I see you over on YouTube, but just let me know that you're here currently. And we'll get into these last couple tracks, and then we'll open up the lines again Friday morning. Let's get this track pulled up. This song is mixed but untitled. There is no hook. It's like a free-form poem, basically. Anyway, just curious about what you think. All right, let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. And then I'll just double check really quick that they're here. I'll wait a couple seconds for them to come in. All right, there's Inferno. Boom, we're ready to go. Just always want to make sure that you're present. All right, let's get into it, man. Last couple tracks here. False Kings, you're closing us out today. False Kings is closing us out. Let's go.
Throw, they're all behind me.
Beautiful. This is great.
There's a tiny thread that leaves me wanting more, wanting more. Feeling lost in familiar spaces is normal to me. Know my way around, but don't know where I want to be.
Great tone.
I don't read signs. I refuse to see what isn't 8 feet in front of me. On my hands
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Altalune in the building. Let's go. Lofile, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. Man, show some love. That is Untitled. It's kind of a free-flowing, structure here. So there's not going to be like a really distinct hook, hook, verse, bridge, outro, so on and so on. What's up, Retrack? Good to see you, man. Thanks for tapping in. But man, y'all, please show some love. Show some love. Show some love. The only notes that I have on this, man, are just a couple quick little mud things at the low end here. But Altalune, y'all are crushing it. This is a really great track. There's great energy behind it. There's so much like emotional pull from the vocal. Like it's got such incredible emotional pull. You're executing vocal structure beautifully. High register is crystal clean. It is so well done. It feels nostalgic while still having a modern progressive metal edge. You're doing so many things so well. So please show some love, man. Thanks, man. I'm low-key depressed. I mean, hey, I can relate to that in some ways. And also music is such a beautiful outlet, man. It's such a beautiful outlet for, all of the emotional up and downs that we go through, man. So I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're present, man. I'm glad that you're making art. Just keep your head up, man. I mean, trust me. I mean, life is life. Life can be absolutely brutal sometimes, man. But we're glad that you're here. Jesse Ryan, thank you for the follow. We're glad that you're here, man. I really appreciate you always just being so in tune with those emotions and putting yourself out there, being vulnerable with your music and with your craft, man. It's a powerful outlet to have. It really, really is. Hey, you as well, Retrack. I hope you're doing amazing. Naked High line is closed. We got one more song after this one. One more song after this one, then we're out of here. Jesse, I appreciate you. Thank you for the love. I just really, really love music. I love people that love music. I love art. So that's kind of what this whole community is. That's what a lot of the whole structure is right here. But yeah, submissions are closed for today, but we're going to be live again, not tomorrow. Safety training, what's up? We're not going to be live tomorrow. We'll be live early on Friday. Sounds good. Naked High. But yeah, we got a couple people already lined up for Friday, so definitely tap in then. Of course, anyone in here that's not following, make sure that you're following. And then we'll open up the lines again. We'll get some more consultations going. Hopefully get some people out of the free line as well. But not tomorrow. Not tomorrow. I will not be here tomorrow. I kept saying tomorrow earlier and then realized I'm not going to be on tomorrow at all. So anyways, I was lying about that. I will not be live tomorrow. You will not see me tomorrow. But we will be live on Friday earlier. So, let's say like 11, 12 a.m. Central Time, 11, 12 a.m. Central Time, something like that ish, close to that. But let's get into it. So a couple quick, like I said, a couple quick little mixed details here. Largely speaking, we can bullet point it. We can move through this pretty quick because it's a great song and it's a great structure. And I love how loose it is. I love how it feels so open. I love how much movement and how much just energy there is in the mix. It really does feel like a wall of sound. It's beautifully done. I got bored and decided to do a vocal cover of Ascent. Let's go, Draco. Let's go. Coffee will be ready. Let's go. Lunastra, thank you for tapping in. How do you deal with the feeling of too much production? There are times when I can't hear anything. To be honest with you, you know what I do? I call this, it's like the rule of non-negotiables. You find what you have to have. Okay. This happens all the time because I love overproducing. I love, as much as I know I need, as an engineer, I need to fight for clarity, separation, and balance. As a producer, as a session musician, as just a musician in general, I love to overproduce. Man, there's nothing more fun than just too many synth tracks. I love overproducing, but if it gets muddy and it gets too crazy and I just can't, I can't dictate it, or I can't, distinguish anything anymore, and I've gotten lost in my own production, and then like nothing even makes sense anymore, then what I do is I turn everything down. I turn everything down outside of non-negotiables and I feed them back in. I find what's necessary to the mix, right? So for you or for anyone, it might be that we have to have drums. The drums need to be punchy. They need to be vibrant. They need to be really, really solid. We need a great bass that feels really connected. It feels really solid in the bottom of the mix, especially with the drums. We need our lead vocals, right? And then we need something carrying the chords. So let's say you have your bass, your drums, and your vocals and a piano, and those are non-negotiables, right? Those have to be there. They're carrying the chord. And this is going to be different genre to genre. It's going to be different, depending on what you're doing. But just as an example, those are non-negotiables. We have to have those in the mix. Once you have that, everything else is turned down. Everything else goes down to zero. You have those, balance them beautifully. Balance them beautifully. Those 4 or 5 tracks, get them perfect. Drums and bass are crushing it. The vocals are absolutely gorgeous. And the chords that are supporting them are amazing. And then fill in the gaps. I've reached the point of producing 100 to 200 tracks a week. I can't listen to music normally anymore. I mean, also some level of self-restraint can be good too. Change your inspiration sources, take breaks, take a week off from just consuming any music at all and just kind of get back into your own zone. Like you can switch it up a little bit. If you find that I'm just overproducing and I don't have the love for it anymore, then you got to change your environment a little bit. You got to change your perspective. You got to to remove yourself from the situation sometimes to just hit a little bit of a creative reset, cleanse your palate a little bit. I mean, that's really important to do musically. If you get into the same bubbles, the same voices, the same people, the same, productions, the same communities, you can get in your own bubble and you can get in your own head. So removing yourself from that is also really, really important. But when it comes to balancing 100 tracks, you can do it. I mean, I work on productions all the time that are 100 tracks, 150 tracks. But when you're dealing with a lot of stuff like that, you got to find your non-negotiables, balance them perfectly, and then fill in gaps. And you'll probably find that like 40 of those 140 tracks are not necessary. They're redundant. I've got 80 vocals in here and 20 of them are just like kind of like another thing that 20 other ones are already doing. And you end up just like muting them or deleting them and consolidating a lot of what you're doing. And then same obviously on the instrumentation side. You're like, I brought in this arpeggiator because I thought it was good, but the guitar's kind of doing the same thing. So maybe I'll just barely layer them there, but I'm not going to make them both prominent, because if everything's loud and everything's forward, then nothing's loud and nothing's forward, right? We need balance. We need contrast. So anyways, that's my loose, without diving too deep, that's my loose, recommendation. It's just to find your non-negotiables. Make sure your non-negotiables in the mix, these have to be here. They're the identity and the core of the song, are good, they're clean, they're present, they're doing what they're supposed to do. And then start feeding in and working in extra production details and extra layers and that third bass that you have in there and those pads on the outside and the sidechain synth that's going on the left side, and start to decide like, these are great fillers, these are additives to the mix. And you might find that you're like, man, this feels cleaner, it feels more open without a lot of other stuff going on there. How many million views do you think you're needed to break out of the underground? I mean, I don't know. There's not like a line. There's not, I don't know if there's like a line, because there's people that go viral 5 times. I know people that've gotten 20 million views on a video, but then their music like still does nothing. Like they still have like 200 monthly listeners on their music, and like people go viral and then they fall off. People have a song that goes crazy and then they're kind of like a one-hit wonder. So I don't think there's a line necessarily of like underground. I just think it's like, loosely speaking, the vast majority of people don't know who you are. You're underground. You know what I mean? Like if you have very, very, very little exposure for what you're doing, then you're underground, right? And there's people that might have 100,000 monthly listeners, 200,000 monthly listeners that are still, their audience is so niche, it's so tight, it's so like vertical right here, that there's very little other exposure for what they do. I mean, there's people that get millions of views on SoundCloud, but there's only like this tight group of people that really know anything about what they're doing and know their story and know their musical ability and whatever. And those people could probably still be considered underground artists, even with hundreds of thousands or even millions of views on what they're doing, right? Now, as soon as you start getting promoted by major labels and you get kind of yanked out of the that world a little bit, then maybe you're not. If you got 6 million monthly listeners, then maybe you're not underground anymore. I don't know, but I don't think it's a line. Yeah, I'm closed up, Tap. We got one more song after this. The Spotify pays significantly less than the rest, which is frustrating. Yeah, they're about half. It's usually like between 0.032 cents and 0.042 cents for streams, depending on account type of stream. For Spotify, it's closer to 0.06, 0.05, 0.06 for like Deezer and Apple Music and YouTube. The best is Tidal. Tidal pays the most, pretty largely by about double of what Apple Music is. But also Spotify owns about 65% of the market share. So although Spotify pays less, they have exponential amounts of more exposure to people than you will on any other platform. So I know there's a lot of people that hate it. I mean, I kind of hate Spotify too. I have it, and whatever, as a default of kind of needing it, and I still upload there. But I mean, I understand people's shying away from wanting to do anything that has to do with Spotify, but they by far have the biggest market share. So if that part of the exposure is beneficial to you, then you can swap to Bandcamp. Yeah, I mean, there's a huge swath of people that are just going direct to consumer. Totally valid. Totally valid. Maybe I'll make that move at some point, but I'm still in a vein where like I barely work on my own music at all. Like it's not a part of my business necessarily. So I don't really work on my own music a lot, but maybe when I get into it, I'll do some early releases strictly to like Patreon or strictly to Bandcamp, where you can still, largely get paid for it and stuff like that. Yeah. People hate it. People just hate it. I mean, there's more reasons to hate it. There's more reasons depending on the way you view things to hate on Spotify. I don't love it. I don't love them. Out of necessity, for it being one of the few ways that you gain exposure in music now, I get still wanting to upload there. I'm not completely in one camp or the other. I get it. Okay, Altalune, let's get a little deeper into it. Exactly, Tab. Exactly. I mean, they got there's a lot there. It's a huge techopoly. So like I get it. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. But it's like I mean, are we gonna not use our phones, not use social media? I mean, I would love to be honest, but like not use our phones, not use social media, not listen to music. It's like it's hard. You know, you got to kind of choose your battles sometimes, which is the unfortunate nature of where things are at right now. All right. Let's get into this. There's really just one little thing. It's a hard shift. I just happened to cancel my debit card and made the change. Then, dude, I'm with you. Can I be honest with you, Altalune? I told some people this. I want to get an iPod again. I'm not even joking with you. I want to get a modified, updated iPod video. One of the original ones with like an updated, updated USB. I'm in an updated storage. I'm gonna just get like 128 gigs on there and just go back to downloading music and putting it on there. Like I'm like all on board. I hate it. I hate paying fucking $15 a month for all of it. I don't know, man. I'm just like, I have to live my life on social media because if I'm not on, it's word of mouth. It's being on social media. It's posting about what I do that gets me clients, right? And still, so that's one of the frustrating things is like if I don't post that I am good at synths and have analog synths and vintage stuff and like whatever, then people don't hire me for it because you gotta know about it somehow. And whatever it may be, if I don't post about mixing or talk about mixing with people, then no one knows that I mix, and so then you don't get clientele, right? And so that's the unfortunate, being so plugged in is so frustrating. But I hate it. I would love to be in a forest by a stream, maybe with a little bit of Wi-Fi, but also maybe not, and just play synths all day with no pressure to do anything else. But that's not happening right now. Okay, let's get into this track. There's one little mix thing I want to dive into, but this is great. I love so much about this. And this is Altalune, and we're gonna get into our last track here in a second. Much on Sirius in a month than I do on Spotify. Yeah, Sirius is great, dude. I know the people that make tens of thousands of dollars on Sirius every month, and they got locked in and it worked. Okay, this doesn't want to play now. Let me refresh this. Where is this? What's going on here? I'm going to have to refresh. One sec. Oops. Hold up one second. Let's see. There we go. All right, we're back. No, I don't mind it. I mean, this really just comes down to people just have to position themselves where they want to be positioned. If the only time that it's kind of like an issue is if you're like wanting a certain level of like exposure for something specifically, and then you are not doing any of the things that typically lead to that exposure, right? Like in the sense of people they want no hook, no structure, not a good mix. They don't really care. It's just all about vibe. They're not going to post on social media. And then they're like, dude, I don't know why I can't get fans. I can't get exposure. They're not performing live, right? So that's the only thing, like the only time I'll push back on that is if I can tell within the structure of a song or based on what someone is telling me that they're trying to do something, they're trying to get certain levels of exposure and movement, and they're frustrated by that, but they're doing nothing on the other side to get there. They're not focusing on their song structure. They're not formatting their music well. They're not even giving a shit about the mix at all. They're not posting on social media. They're not networking with people. They're not talking to people about what they do. And that to me is when I'm like, then don't complain. Like I'm very well aware that I quite literally never post about my music, and I'm not here sitting here, like complaining that no one listens to it. I'm glad no one does. You know what I mean? Like I really don't care about the fact that I'm not putting any effort on one side and then expecting a different result. So when you talk about not having a hook structure in a song and being more poetic, a looser song structure, like perfectly fine as long as you are aware of the effect that has on the retention of the record. How you're going to promote it's just going to be a little bit different than you would a 2-minute pop song, right? It's going to be a different world. People lack mastery, in my opinion. I mean, that's true. That's true. I'm trying to move my exposure and song structure on social media. Social media, dude, I hate social media. I got to be honest with you. I hate it. I hate it so much. I'm here. Here I am, but if I could snap my fingers and never have to post again, I would. But at the same time, I do like creating things. I do like creating content. I do like the creative process behind like making videos and stuff like that. Here I am. Here I am. We're here. We exist. But I think that's one of the things you just got to get over. You got to get over it. If you weren't doing it here, then you would be handing out you would be handing out CDs in Walmart parking lots, or you'd have to be like, performing at some dive bar and doing open mics. Like, people have always had to promote themselves. So I think you also just have to get over yourself. You just got to get over yourself. Like, that's the whole thing, is like, people are like, I never signed. That's the other thing. Like, I'm speaking to myself at the same time. You got to get over your shit, because on one hand, you'll get so many people that are like, I did not sign up to be a social media. I didn't sign up to be a creator. I'm just an artist. I'm like, artists have always had to show their stuff. Artists have always had to work to create exposure and work to create a network and create movement for what they're doing. Yeah, the work always needed to be done. So it's like, I mean, back in the day, yeah, you were doing open mics, you were networking with people, you were trying to get on some like local radio, you're trying to get on the random bullshit radio at like the community college next to you. You were like handing out CDs in parking lots. You're like you're doing whatever you could. You're doing whatever you could. And so like, obviously, like, it's different now, where you gotta like, it's a different medium for creating that exposure. But I mean, I'd rather do that. I'd rather sit here on a live stream or I'd rather, I'd rather make some content on CapCut than, or Final Cut or whatever, than like walk around, Home Depot handing out shitty mixtapes. Like, it's so much better. It's so much better. But, people don't want to have that. Don't want to have that conversation. It could be much worse. It could be much worse. You now have control over your image, dude. Facts, 100%. Bobby, we're closed up. CapCut Premium for the win. Maybe I have Final Cut Pro. Like, I use Final. Like, if I'm editing like a YouTube video and it's a bit more structured, I'll use Final Cut Pro. But CapCut Pro, dude, it's so seamless. $20 a month. $20 a month, you have everything you need. It's good control over color grading. It's easy. What's up, Hydra? What's up, dude? But Bobby, yeah, we're closed up for today. I got one more song after this, and then I'm out of here. I won't be live again until Friday. Yeah, no, it's too easy. It's too easy on short form. It's too easy on short form. There's nothing else that's going to be as seamless as that, as quickly. I'm not loading up, an 800 gig library on Final Cut every time I just need to like edit a 12-second clip from a thing. And obviously, just being able to do it on my phone too. I have the same premium account or pro account or whatever they call it on my phone, so I can just bounce back and forth. I can use their cloud files on there as well to just ship it from the phone back on. It's just easy. Too easy. CapCut made it too easy. Too easy to. Shout out to ByteDance. Shout out to OG ByteDance. Okay. Anyways, let's get back. I got to get out of here. So let's do one more song after this. But I just want to address one thing on the mix, Altalune, before we get out of here. But yeah, you can't beat CapCut. I haven't touched edits. Is that what it's called? Edits from Meta. I don't know if anyone else. I don't know if anyone's using that. But I do think. I'm interested to dive into that too, but I think they're just, Meta's just going to be like, 6 months behind ByteDance in any world. All right. Okay, I got you. Okay, real quick. Right off the bat, real quick. Again, we've already talked about this, man, and I love y'all's music. I really, really enjoy y'all's music. So tonally speaking, guitar tone, structure, vocal range, like you're so good. I'm not worried about like skill. I'm not worried about like, writing structure and stuff like that. I think you do what you do in the space that you do it really well. I think y'all are fantastic. The thing that I want to mitigate is just separation, mud, low end boominess and stuff like that. So low end of your, it sounds like you're at the very least double tracking your lower rhythm guitars, which is great. It sounds super wide. It sounds really, really open. You're doing a great job of that. Within that double track, you do have a lot of mud in the low mids. That 100 to 300 hertz range has a lot of energy, a lot of boom behind it. So I would love to mitigate that slightly to give a little bit of an edge to the bass, so the bass can take away, can take over a little bit more of that information, being that the vast majority of the song structure is very loose. It's just a lot of, the progression going through your vocals at the top line. There's not a lot of changes in dynamic because that's not what it is, right? It's a really consistent structure here as you kind of go through this freestyle-ish, format. It's very loose. It's more poetic. So the thing that I just want to hear is give a little bit more space to the bass to be where it needs to be, carve some of that low mid, those lows into the low mids, a little bit out of those double tracked lower end electric guitars that you have as your rhythms. And then also you could probably even just come down on the bass a little bit by like 2 or 3 dB. It's heavy, it's there, it's big, but it's also clipping your low end. It is also, robbing you of some headroom, robbing you of some ability to push loudness without soft clipping the shit shit out of it. So I think there's like a couple little things, but they're all coming from the same place. It's all low end information. If you're inflating any of that low end on the master, I don't think you need to. I don't think you really need to touch the low end on your master to boost anything. I really feel like you're just right in this pocket right here, just back in the mix itself, where between 100 and 300 hertz on those low end of the guitars right there, and then levels on the bass. You can give yourself a little bit of breathing room in this mix. Let the vocal really shine, because I think everything is kind of triggering. Master at the top end, it's clipping everything. You're over compressing a little bit, and then it's just robbing you of that separation that you hear in the mix. And I really want to allow, that vocal to shine. It needs to, right? Especially in a structure like this where you don't have a hook. We need to make sure that we really feel that vocal. Stephanie, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Yeah, it depends. 100% depends on the studio. Okay, hold on. It keeps kicking me back down. We have a bass player that's very dynamic when he plays, and we have an issue being able to show his parts, but also have everything sit well together. Haley, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I mean, that's just going to come through. Maybe stages of compression. If you feel like your bass player is running into where they're, like you said, they're playing really, really dynamically. For one, you can do some, depending on how dynamically and how much that shifts. You can do some tasteful clip gaining in the DAW. So if they just start going crazy at one point and it's just like 4 dB louder than everything else, clip crossfade and bring it down so that you're targeting your compressors more consistently. You can also do this really strategically in Melodyne if you have Melodyne as well, which maybe you do for the vocals. Run the bass through Melodyne and use the amplitude controls in there. That's one of my favorite ways to do like really natural sounding clip gaining, because it's all perfectly mixed in. Really, really, perfectly mixed in right there without having to like clip and fade right there. Just go into your amplitude controls. If there's really prominent bass lines in there, just control amplitude, rebalance it, and then what will happen is it will target your compressors more consistently, so that if you're like, man, I'm getting 7 dB of reduction on a compressor right there, as you go through different spots of the song, it's controlling it a little bit more consistently. Not all, it depends. Yeah, it depends on the space. 100%. I think you missed vocals for our track. Can I get just a rough main vocals from you by the 19th? I won't be able to get, like I said, that last live, I won't be able to get anything by the 19th, man. I'm too slammed this week. I hope, hopefully in the near future, but I don't think I would have anything in time, man. I'm going to be out completely tomorrow. I won't even be in studio, I think, at all tomorrow. I'll be out. Friday, I'll be out all afternoon. I'll only be on for just a little bit in the morning. And then, let me see. That's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I want to have, I'll be able to start coming up with ideas and chipping, learning the lyrics you sent, digging into it, but I won't be able to be on it in that amount of a time crunch. I got too much going on this week, unfortunately. Okay, let's get a little bit later into it. But yeah, that to me is kind of the main thing. That to me is kind of the main thing, is that lower pocket right there, man. Hey man, I appreciate you so much. Yeah, to be honest with you, that's really the only thing that I heard. So man, I'm not worried about it. Altalune, y'all are amazing. Much love, much love, man. Yeah, I don't even know if I have the capacity to get there and even just tracking it. What's up, Maya? Welcome in. Good to see y'all. Even to get an idea down, I haven't even been able to look that direction this week yet. Probably next week. I'm finishing up some projects this weekend. So hopefully early next week, I'll have some time to actually start getting some ideas out and stuff like that. But I haven't even been able to open the email yet and download the track and stuff like that. But man, show some love to Altalune. Y'all are amazing. Let's get into this last track. We got to get out of here. Let's dive in. Sounds by Hydra. I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you for your patience, man. I wish I had a little bit more flexibility these weeks. We're gonna make it happen. That's non-negotiable. We're gonna make it happen soon. But yeah, this week is just it's been a really, really locked in week, finishing up a lot of big projects. So I gotta lock in for the next couple of days at least, and then maybe get a little flexibility in there. That'd be awesome. Erdnoid, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for tapping in. Submissions are closed. They're closed. We're going to be back on Friday, maybe for a little bit early in the day. I appreciate you tapping in. Yeah, submissions are closed. We'll be back on Friday. We'll open up the lines again. Welcome back, Jenna. We'll open up the line again. Dude, it's gonna be nuts. Sony the instrument. Yeah, dude, we're gonna make it. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Next week, let's lock in. Next week, I don't think I have it in time for that event. I just don't have the capacity. But next week we'll lock in. We'll get some foundation done. We can talk through layers and things like that. It's going to be crazy. But yeah, I appreciate you tapping in. Yeah, we're closed for today. Lines are shut. We're going to be on again for a little bit on Friday. We're gonna be on for a little bit on Friday. Mia 20, yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Jenna. I like my keyboards too. They're my favorite thing in the studio, and more to come. I think two more keyboards coming soon. I've been on for 3 hours. Tap 3 hours. Two more keyboards coming soon. If all goes well, I'll order them this weekend, or maybe tonight or tomorrow. I'll order one or two of them. But yeah, two more synths coming in at least. Okay, I'm super excited. But yeah, let's get into this last track. Man. Sorry, and a singer we should stand. Yeah, shoot me a message if you ever want to work. I work, for those of you who don't know, my name's Torvik. I work full-time as an audio engineer, producer, and session musician. So if you ever need a producer, you ever need session work, you need synths, you need keys, you need electric, acoustic, bass guitars, live drums. I just sold my drums, but I'm about to get a new kit here. I'm also ordering that this week. I've got a bunch of new gear coming into the studio. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. But yeah, if you ever need a producer, that's what I do for a living. That's what I do full-time. If you ever need session stuff, that's what I do. Shoot me a message on Instagram's usually better, same name. But yeah, shoot me a message. I'll do my best to get back to you soon. Yeah, I love it. Okay, let's get into this last track. We got, let me go back over here real quick. Let me get back over here. False Kings. Let me know that you're in the building. There's Jesse. Beautiful. All right, let's get into it. This is Sirens by False Kings. Wrote it about the old tale of sirens luring sailors to their death. The ending is the siren song. Let's go. I love it, man. I love what y'all do. Let's get into it. Last song. Final song. We've got a lot of rock bands today, man. I feel like, okay, we did 10 songs. Today. I feel like seven out of 10 have been like rock bands, which is great. Dude, that's killer. Great guitar tone.
Wrapping around my mind, I search for faces. Slipping down, I'll never reach the bottom. Back me up, hold me tight.
Fire.
Only for silence in the silence while we beg. What do they want from me? Silence in the silence while we beg. What do they want from me?
So good. Awesome.
Your beauty, your anguish, looking around for signs. You're caught up in your soul without a light. Lost burning down. Tie me down, ride the tide. Leave me on the line. Silence in the silence while we beg. What do they want from me? Silence in the silence while we beg. What do they want from me?
So good. Garrett, welcome in. Landon, welcome in.
I can't help that my stolen heart is just like the storm.
Yeah.
From my own whole life's been left me Sirens in the silence all around me beckoning. What do you want from me? Sirens in the silence all around me beckoning. What do you want from me?
Nice double time. Come on. Beautiful. I love the layers at the end there. Like you said, like the siren song at the end. Let's go, man. Show some love. Jesse right here in the chat. That is the family Sirens by False Kings. Let's get into it. Doster, thank you for tapping to Billy. Appreciate you being here. Anybody in the chat, we are closed for today. This is our final song of the evening. We will be back. Excuse me, we'll be back Friday morning. Friday morning, we'll be live for a couple hours before I got to get to work on a bunch of other stuff. So definitely tap in. Then we'll open up the line again, probably to another 8 or so submissions. We'll kind of see where we go, see what I have time for tomorrow. Or I'm sorry, on Friday. But we will be not. Excuse me, we will not be live tomorrow. We'll be live again on Friday. This coming Friday on the 19th. On the 19th. So yeah, definitely make sure that y'all are following either on TikTok, Twitch, or YouTube. We'll open up the lines again and we'll get some fresh music in here. What time on Friday? It'll probably be between 11 and 12, like 12 p.m., 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Time-ish. Around that pocket. I'll probably open up early submissions as well. So if y'all do want to submit your music, get yourself in line sooner so you can kind of hold your spot and kind of see where things are and make sure you get heard a little bit sooner. Then I'll probably open up early submissions for that. Either, like early that morning when I get up and I go to the gym or something like that, or just before. That way you can get in a little bit sooner. But y'all show some love one more time to the family. False Kings, Sirens. Okay, so some of the stuff we already talked about, right? I'm assuming this is still kind of based on the same demo process. So I'm not worried about some of the things that I'm hearing. DJ Davey P, welcome in. Some of the reverberation, mud, stuff like that. So I'm not worried about that. I'm not going to hammer home the exact same thing, right? As far as what we already talked about, we'll just listen for structural things beyond that. Y'all are awesome though. I mean, I love your aesthetic. I love what you're doing. I love the whole movement behind your music. I feel like y'all are very, very talented musicians. You know what you're doing. Great vocal structure, distinct, clear riffs. That will be just before I'm leaving for an event. So it'll be Hawkins submissions. I need to check 1 or 2 other ones I made for this event. Okay, yeah, dude, sounds good, man. Yeah, I'll be on. I'm thinking 11 a.m.-ish is probably. I'll try to get back from my workout at a good time. Get up a little bit earlier. But I'll probably be live at a decent time earlier, and then I'll be live for a couple hours. Ideally, I'll be live for a good chunk of hours. If I can try to do 4 hours, I'll try to. But then I just got to get into some other work later on in the day. I'm just flipping my schedule that day since I'm going to be moving out of town, or not moving, but I'm going to be out of town that afternoon. So I got to kind of compartmentalize a little bit. Jared, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Okay. Yeah. Close for today. We're about to close it up here. This is our last song. We're going to dive into a couple details here, and then we'll open up the lines again Friday morning. But let's get into it. Because one thing, and again, not that I'm going to go back into all the details we talked about last time, although they're kind of the same things and need to be adjusted. Again, not worried about it. The reason why, one other thing I just want to hammer home as to why, is y'all have really good riffs. Really good, like low detuned chugs into these high, beautiful, clean riff lines at the top. Y'all do a great job of having distinct instrumental hooks in your songs. At least the two that I've heard. Y'all do a beautiful job of that. I mean, they're really great lines. They're really great riffs. They're pocketed beautifully. They're right in tune. You're doing everything you need to do right there. They're very well established. So that's why helping, mitigate some of the bleed and the over reflection of like reverbs, low end mud and stuff like that, is because you have great riffs, and I want those to be nice and clean and clear. I want those to cut through. I want them to be a main force in this mix. Right now, obviously, we hear more of the space sometimes than we hear like the riff and the energy behind it. Although I do love the reverb, and I want to keep it in there. But that's why, because y'all do an awesome job. Y'all are fantastic. You're really talented. So that's why I want to make sure that we get some clarity out of those riffs, because y'all are crushing it. Laura, welcome in. love to hear, so in the background. Off the G sharp, right?
Wrap it around my mind.
Yeah.
Search for
C sharp, off the C sharp, the low. And then, I'm sorry, moving up to the G sharp there. So off that C sharp right there, there's like a high, obviously this is it's not a piano, but there's like a high, clear, like high strumming pattern at the very, very top end of the guitar. I would love for that to be nice and like filtered and forward in the mix as well. That's your glue. That's kind of your top end energy right there as well. Love the heavy hits in between that nice little ringing that happens by having that like top octave up there is a really nice glue element to the mix, because there's not a lot of other synthesis in the background, right? Like there's not a lot of other things outside of it. And that might be why there's a bias or even like a temptation to fill more with reverb, because without it, it feels like there's some empty pieces. Focus on getting like a phenomenal dry mix, like powerful, like get it as wide and as punchy and as full and as filled out as possible without like anything. Just bypass and then turn them on and see what you need. My intuition tells me if you just like push that guitar forward a little bit, open up the top end of the vocal here, you might fill up more of the mix than you think you would, and will need less by default, less reverb and less ambiance and stuff like that. Even though I still want reverb, but it still sounds good. I don't want to like take it out completely. I'm not like I love reverb. Use too much of it oftentimes myself. But yeah, I love that lead line on the C sharp up there at the top. It's a great little lead piece. It's very, very subtle. It's just way in the background right there. A little bit more of that will definitely help fill in a lot of these gaps. If there's anything happening like that in the hook, you might want a little bit more of that as well. Because it's also doing a nice little, to pause it again, but there's nice little bends in there as well that it's doing over that octave. It's doing some cool things that I think add a lot of cool tension to the mix that I would love to feel a little bit more in the mix. This is something that like a lot of like the early Seosin records, like especially title track, like early Seosin, the Beatle album, they did a lot of those like octave bends and stuff there at the top end. Especially, it's far better to learn a lot of those early records. They did a really, really good job of having that tension in the mix constantly. Not that y'all are necessarily specifically right in that vein or genre, close in some of the production structure, but that idea of having like really clean, powerful riffs and clear vocal, but then also having like these bends and these kind of nasty elements of the mix that aren't right in line definitely make a difference. So yeah, anyways, all that to say, push that forward a little bit.
I'll never reach the bottom.
I know it's an early mix too, so. Would love, Rico, welcome back. I would love, back me up. I would love to have some third note harmonies on some of those random stacks right there. They don't come in too often, but every once in a while, I would love to give that a nice little push right there. So then, dun, 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 dun. So it'd be kind of right in there. Play that out, perfect.
Slipping down, I'll never reach the bottom.
Here. Or whatever, whether it's like the third or you add the fifth or whatever, like, I mean, having like the third in there or whatever would be a nice little addition. So if you're already adding those, fantastic. And let off the gas after that. Like maybe still have doubles with the vocal, some of what you already have, and obviously have like the powerful lead, but like have it in just like some stacks right there to give it this little burst of energy, and then let off the gas a little bit after. I want to get into this main section here where it breaks down a little bit, right over here. And I hear some really beautiful harmonies there, just positioning, get them out of the way a little bit. Those are great harmonies. Again, similar to last time, I'm pretty sure I said this last time, if I'm remembering yesterday. Everything y'all are doing, I like. So this is, the good thing about what y'all are doing is there's nothing about like the performance, the lyrics, the energy behind the song, the aesthetic of the production structure. There's nothing about like the tone of the guitar. There's, there's nothing about like what y'all are doing that I dislike or I think needs major structural changes. I think y'all are awesome. I think the vast majority, if not all of what you're doing sounds really, really polished as far as executing musicianship, executing your instruments, executing good vocal lines and stuff like that. Rico, it might be easier for you on Friday. I'm not going to be live tomorrow, but on Friday I'm going to be live in the morning, like 11 a.m., 12 p.m. ish, late morning. I'll be live. I'll be live then. But this is our last song, and then tomorrow I'm out. I'm going to be out of the studio all day. But on Friday, tap in early. I might even do early submissions, so I'll open up the line before I even go live, so y'all can get in sooner. And we'll get it rolling. We'll get it rolling. I would love to hear what y'all are working on. But yeah, I love everything that y'all are actually doing. So this just comes down to like where it's positioned, what takes center stage. Carissa, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. This just comes down to like the practical decisions of like we've talked about processing and kind of what takes center stage, what takes a back seat, and when that happens. But everything y'all have here, I think, is awesome. It's really well done. Mihan, welcome in. Woo. Beautiful harmony there. Beautiful. Great solo. You're the bassist. You're the bassist, right? Am I remembering that correct? Vocals, okay. So good, man. Sirens in the silence all around me begging. That's such a good vocal. What do you want from me? Sirens in the silence. Love the bleed of that last line into the next line. Like those little decisions right there, that they keep the decisions right there keep so much tension in the mix, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Around me begging. What do you want from me? Sirens in. Okay, the only thing I would be aware of here is from a more of a structural standpoint of like vocal recording structure, vocal production and stuff like that, is we do take a pretty large step back in range and dynamic coming out of this "Want for me" and these like high lines that we have right in there. We go, nearly an octave lower for most of the melody structure there. We are losing a little bit of sting there. Now, if that's part of the intention, it's part of kind of where you want to go with it. But we're in the last, 30 seconds of the song. In my opinion, I want to keep as much of the hype and the energy and the vibrancy of the mix at the end of the song right here. It's the only thing I'm aware of. What's up, Destro? Welcome in. It's the only thing I'm aware of because it's such a strong vocal performance right before that, and still is a strong performance, but much lower register. Sirens in the silence all around me, baby. Like if you did like the lower octave. What's up, Grady? Jesus, appreciate you tapping in. We're closed for today. Back Friday morning. I think it's kind of reflective. Yeah, I mean, again, that's where taste comes in. That's where taste and your personal stylistic decisions come in, right? I'm not here to dictate that. I'll just just tell you what I hear. What I think could be nice would be to have the low moment for a second, the silence, and then maybe like your last line, you jump the octave and you just finish strong on that one octave right there, doing it, yeah, and then you end the last octave high right there. So you bridge that gap. We give it the reflective moment. We give this kind of like internalized, moment where it feels a little bit more vulnerable. Maybe even break down the music a little bit farther right there. I could even hear a world where you like gate completely. You don't have to do this. I'm just spitballing here. Where we even like have this huge hit. What do you want from me? And even let this, hold on, I gotta do my puzzle. Let's see, we're back. There we go. Thank you, TikTok. Let this, again, feel free to ignore this, but you let it ring. What do you want from me? And you let it just ring right there. Let that chord fully resolve for that. Instead of coming right back in, you basically let it run for its 4 counts, and then you just start your next measure, and we move on. The song kind of just kick starts again. Let it ring for the full 4 measures or the full 4 counts, and then maybe even resolve for 4, and then come back with the lower vocal. You could even keep all of your vocals the way they are. come back with the lower vocal with like a low clean guitar, even like kind of like a low octave with the bass of the clean guitar, following the silences and then jump up from there. Right now it kind of, because it all happens so fast, there's like, you're still hearing your background vocal, you're still hearing the resolve of these huge sounding guitars and the bass. Your vocal's low for a second, and then the next part of the song kind of just starts. And it's just a wall of sound right there, which is fine. But we don't get the full dynamic range. Yeah, we don't get the drama and like the vulnerability of sitting with that lower octave, which I do like. Like you said, it feels reflective. It feels like a little bit more of like the internal dialogue there. Like we get a little bit of closeness from that lower lyric. So it could be nice to let that guitar resolve and go straight into, this, that's not even the right progression. I don't know what I'm doing here, but off the C sharp minor, low like acoustic guitar could be cool, or like a low octave of like the electric guitar cleaner with maybe the bass like pretty low right there. A really, really tight knit, lead vocal over there in the lower octave, and then jump the octave to a massive sounding last half of the hook right there. And then you close with pretty dramatic dynamic range. Again, that's more complex. Maybe that's, too much for the song. But I would love the idea of getting to really feel the emotion behind that vocal in that low moment right there, letting it resolve a little bit more to clarify that part of the mix, and then come back on the high octave leading into it on one more half of the hook at the very end right there, and then close out with the same low conjugate. Still and then still end double time, like everything. We're not changing anything but the transition, large transition and high octave. And the same double time at the very end right there into the low siren calls at the very, very end. I think all of that's gorgeous, beautiful, love it. And I also still love what you have there. I'm just, tossing out some ideas just in case it's helpful. Oh, this is great. Double up on the kick. Great riff. It's such a good riff. Such a good riff. Love all this. Love all of this. I mean, it's a 5 minute and 10-second song that does not feel like a 5 minute and 10-second song. You're doing an amazing job. Jesse, I love what you do. You have an amazing voice. Fantastic voice. Absolutely fantastic voice. Love the energy behind it. Like I said, I like everything that y'all are doing in the song. Sure, we can, I like to just toss out some ideas and see, like, would this be cool? Would this be a fun way to approach this? Whatever it may be, and just kind of see if it gets like the creative wheel spinning a little bit on some of the transitions and things like that. But man, I think you're doing a fantastic job. Y'all should be really proud of the work that you are putting in. Please show some love, man. That's False King Sirens. Follow Jesse right here. That's the lead vocalist right there. Follow them right here in the chat, and definitely go check out their music as they're releasing stuff. I think, genuinely think they're really, really, really talented. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Very, very talented group right there. Amazing, amazing. That's going to close us up for today. We're closed up. That was our last song. We will be live again Friday morning. It'll be Friday morning, probably around 11 a.m., 12 p.m., something around that time. I'm just going to get my day rolling earlier, and then we'll jump into the live so I can work on projects later on and do some other stuff later on. So we'll be live a little bit earlier. I will not be live tomorrow. But we will be live Friday morning. So definitely tap in, get your music ready, get revisions ready, whatever it is that y'all are working on. We'll do these detailed breakdowns, maybe even pull some people out of that free line so we can get y'all up on the board as well for the longer consultations, not just those quick 2-minute listens. Thank you so much, Nocturne. I appreciate y'all being here so much. Thank you for the follows, the gifts. Y'all are amazing. I appreciate the love and support. Hopefully we'll see y'all very, very, very soon. Again, we'll definitely be back Friday. I appreciate y'all. Have an amazing, amazing rest of your day, and we'll chat soon. Peace.